What a week we've been through here in the Bowling Green, Warren County community. Welcome in to the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. We have basketball for you tonight. It's Warren East at South Warren, a 14th district matchup. And what a week it has been. Just basically a week ago, the tornadoes that ripped through Bowling Green and Warren County, the damage, to see how this community has come together, to see the support has just been unreal. We'll talk about that throughout the night here on our live stream, as we'll have Matt Deaton. He is the principal at South Warren Middle School. His school was opened up, taking in lots of supplies, and we'll talk with him. And then, of course, during the boys' game, we'll talk with Warren County Public Schools Superintendent Rob Clayton, and about what his staff, what his facilities, and just what they have done for this community in opening up their schools and just supporting where the support needs to be. But tonight, we have for you a boy-girl doubleheader. These 14th district games this year are going to be district doubleheaders. Going on tonight, Greenwood is at Bowling Green. That's a girl-boy doubleheader tonight. But the first game tonight we have is Lane Embry, the Lady Spartans of South Warren. They come in 1-4 on the season. Our first look at them. They've on a 4-game losing streak, but they've played some pretty tough competition. They've played Apollo, they've played Elizabethtown, Franklin Simpson, Monroe County. Their lone win was a 1-point win to start the season over Allen County, Scottsville. Warren East, Jenny Neville. Her squad comes in 2-5. They've got 7 games in already. They have lost to Edmondson, Cumberland County, Butler County, Allen County, Scottsville, and then on the 10th, they lost the 2A sectional to Russell County on the road. They've got wins over Metcalfe County and Caverna, so they are 2-5. Both teams looking for wins. Both teams have had, in essence, a week off. They've been able to practice. First time they've been able to compete. We'll come back. We'll set your starting lineups, and we'll get you ready for tonight's girl-boy doubleheader. It's Warren East at South Warren. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank and Trust is that they are large enough to serve your banking needs, but small enough to know you.
We want to know our bank gives back to the community.
When I call my bank, I want to talk to a real person.
Yes, we need a local banker that we can depend on.
Franklin Bank and Trust wants to keep banking personal. That's why all of our banking decisions are made at the local level. That's what you do in a hometown bank. You put people first.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bigger isn't always best. The best things often come in small packages. At a huge law firm, ask, will you meet with the top attorney? Probably not. At Flora Tubbs Stewart, you will meet with the top attorney. Yes, bigger isn't always best. So when you pick the best lawyer, pick the one who will be answering your calls, meeting with you, getting you the top settlement. Injured in an accident? Call the best. I'm Flora Templeton Stewart.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
I'm Flora Templeton Stewart. The memories we make today will be with us forever. Take the time to be with those you love. From our family to yours, Happy Holidays!
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
We're at South Warren tonight, Warren East and South Warren, a girl-boy doubleheader. We're going to have guests throughout the night. One of them is South Warren High School teacher Dusty Croft, and he's been able to raise all kinds of money for the tornado victims, and response to what you've posted on social media and the money you've raised and been able to help a lot of folks.
Mike.
That's all right. I've been called a lot worse.
Mike's up here behind me.
Yeah, Mike Clef is up there.
Scott, it's been a blessing. This community's unbelievable. It's just something that hit hard, pretty close to home. And we weren't affected directly, but we've had a lot of kids affected here at school. And I guess the older you get, the more in tune with kids you get, and you have kids yourself, and you understand the trials and tribulations that parents go through raising kids. And, we just had I just had something on my mind that I wanted to make sure I could get cash in hand to people as quick as possible.
How much money have you raised so far?
It's been about $3,000
awesome.
Just in my Venmo, and I know there's probably be careful, but I'm taking $500 segments to people and that are directly affected, and I tell them I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's over. I don't want anything out of it. Here you go. But the people I've got people all over the country, because I've got a big family and a lot of friends on my social media, and we're so blessed. I just can't.
And I know some of the families, I know you're doing $500 increments, and just tell us about a couple of the families that you've been able to bless with these donations that you've received.
One family is a student that I've dealt with here, and she struggled emotionally here because, her parents went through a divorce, and that was hard on her, and then she was having some difficulty in school, and her and her mother, single mom, they got them in a townhome a while back, and it just so happened to be that in the middle of the tornado area, and it just wiped out their whole townhome, and they had nowhere to go. They have nothing to do. They're staying in a hotel here in town. So far, we sent them $500, and I Venmo'd her $500, and so that kind of gets it to them as quick as possible. I'm a huge fan of what everyone's doing with Walmart gift cards and Sam's Club, all these gift cards. I'm a huge fan of that. But sometimes you got things you need to buy that's not at Walmart, not at Target,
yes.
So that's it. And I had somebody call me last night, and she said, I'm so guilty. She said, I went and bought my daughter. This is the same family. I went and bought my daughter a pair of jeans last night, and she said, I felt so guilty using your money. I said, no, that's what it's for. I don't care what you buy with it.
Well, food, you want to take your family out to eat after a horrific incident like happened. Just to get away, you got to have cash.
Yes.
Because not everybody has that gift card that they can offer.
And in the last couple of years, we've really been exposed with mental health. and that's important. Mental health is huge, and being able to put your arm around a kid and say, or your daughter or your son, whoever, and say, let's go get some jeans. Let's go, let's go to McDonald's and buy, let's go to wherever, X spot. It doesn't really matter where it is. Let's go here, and you don't have to worry about it, And
yeah, we got a moment of silence for the folks at. If people want to send you money, because I know you've still got some money, you want to help families.
Sure.
You reach out. How can people send it to you? Because I trust Dusty, and I know he's doing the right thing here. So tell us how, if they want to contribute for your part, how can they do that?
Yeah, you can search Facebook and look for Dusty Croft and just search me, and it says on there where you can email it to me. I mean, not email it. You can mail it to me at my home address at 370 Guy Brown Road, Scottsville, Kentucky. Or, I got a couple checks in the mail today. Or you can Venmo me, and I know a lot of people don't use or trust Venmo, but it is a pretty accurate source, and a lot of people do use it, and it's a quick way to get cash to people. And my Venmo is Dusty, D-U-S-T-Y, dash Croft, C-R-O-F-T. And I want to say that we were out Sunday or Saturday here at the middle school. My wife and I, one of my daughters was here, and Saturday night, and the outreach at Warren County and Bowling Green has given these people, and we were here Saturday night, and then we've been around different ones, and I was over at Old Cumberland Trace today, and there's so many things donated. It's unbelievable.
I was there this morning, and just to see the people there that were volunteering.
Yeah, and it was millions of dollars worth of stuff's been donated,
and still coming in.
And it's truckloads were coming in, and we were waiting. We donated a bunch. We moved a bunch out to the American Red Cross today. 4 budget trucks full of clothes, and then we had. Pink Lily, for example, and I don't mean
good people.
I don't mean to promote anybody or anything, but they had 4 pallets of brand new clothes.
The Gerbigs are great people
that we were unloading to give to other people, and I'm telling you, Warren County schools, Bowling Green City schools, they're on the ground. There's some major churches that that've been on the ground. I had a call the other day from it's a deputy.
That's Mila Munrath with the first points of the game for South Warren. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
From a local funeral home, and they've been in charge or been in touch with a bunch of churches, and there's just big money that churches are wanting to donate, and they're just trying to figure out how to get that money out as efficiently as possible. And that's kind of what I said on social media is I don't want this money going out next month. I needed it now.
Yes.
And I know I've been in this situation. You need it now, and it's not much. It's just a little stuff that we can help them with. And
$20 goes a long way.
Yes.
$5, $10, whatever you can give.
And it all goes back to mental health. And this has been a tragic event on a lot of people.
You hear about it elsewhere, but it happened locally, and that's you don't ever think about it happening to you or your family or people but it did.
Yeah, exactly. And don't let it happen. Just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't matter. And it does. It's huge.
Got a foul in here on Riley Bratcher of Warren East, her team's first. I know you want to watch the game. I just wanted to give you a plug and thank you for what you've done.
I appreciate what y'all do.
And we got Matt Deaton, the principal of South Warren Middle School, who was formerly here, and he's going to enlighten us on what his school and what his staff has
they're unbelievable.
been going through this last week.
Unbelievable.
Appreciate it, Dusty.
Yes,
thank you.
Thanks.
All right, find Dusty Croft, C-R-O-F-T, on Facebook, and you can find his information about donating. This is South Warren and Warren East. We're going to be doing this all night. We got a basketball game, but we want to talk about the many lives that have been touched and the generosity of so many people, the schools and everybody. So we'll have Matt Deaton, the South Warren Middle School principal, join us here in just a minute. Well, we got out on the floor right now for Warren East: Reagan Lawson, Riley Bratcher, Ray Ellen Jones, Sam Carver, and Natalie Harrell. For South Warren, out there is Mila Munrath, Grace Hodges, Carrie Enlow, Hannah Jackson, and Lydia Frank. We're at 4:55 here in the first quarter, 2-0 South Warren. on a Mila Munrath bucket. Jumper on the far side, no good by Reagan Lawson. High rebound by Ray Ellen Jones. Man-to-man by South Warren. Glad you're watching us here at go.prepspin.com, wbko.com/prepspin, warrencountyschools.org, all of our Facebook platforms. Just a chance to get away from what's happened in the last week. And, we're going to tell some of these stories here throughout the night. Riley Bratcher for 2 for Warren East. We're tied, 4:15 to go here in the first quarter. All the funds tonight, donations and everything, going to disaster relief. So whatever you pay for admission, none of that's going to the school. They're donating everything. Got a foul inside on foul was on Sam Carver. That's her first, team second. Yeah. We'll get his headset on here. And we've got Matt Deaton, the South Warren Middle School principal, who's from the moment it happened. I know your team has put in a lot of time, a lot of effort. Your leadership in opening up your school and just being a focal point for people has just been greatly appreciated. I know people probably have told you that over and over, but we appreciate what you've been able to do.
Thank you for saying that. It was such a blessing that we could host, all the donations, and credit to the district leaders for having the foresight to bring the donation center out here. We needed a place with power, obviously, and a place with a lot of space, and South Warren Middle School was that place, and we're thankful.
And close to where,
right?
I mean, of course, you couldn't go into Moss and Jennings Creek basically right away, but this was a place that was nearby where you could get relief to people, and you even opened it up for people to stay, didn't you?
Right. The Red Cross had a shelter at South Warren Middle School for the first night. The goal was always to move the shelter to Jennings Creek and Moss because it was so close to the area affected, but until they could get the power restored over there, we were thankful the Red Cross was here to host the shelter. And I think we had about 70 people spent the night. Let's see, that would have been Saturday night. All the days are kind of running together.
I understand.
I
know you put in so much time.
So yeah, it was really amazing to see.
2:54 here in the first quarter. South Warren 4 on buckets by Munrath and Mitchell. Warren East, Riley Bratcher with the lone points here in the first quarter, as we're going to be sharing stories. Superintendent Rob Clayton will join us during the boys game, but just seeing here's a 3 on the way, and that is good by Reagan Lawson, 5-4.
Good shot.
Yeah, Warren East with a 1-point lead, but to see the overwhelming support of this community, not only from the South Warren, that Warren Central area that was heavily affected, but just people in general wanting to help.
Oh, it's been, like you said, our community. Mr. Downing, who's our assistant principal at the middle school, and I were talking. We were guessing that we probably had over 2,000 people total show up Saturday and Sunday. Volunteers, of course, a few hundred of them that were accepting the donations, sorting them, organizing them, giving them to people that were coming in, getting them ready to be moved to wherever they needed to go, but also just people giving donations. It'd be hard to count them all.
I know people were lined up just like they've been at the old Cumberland Trace School, where people were lined up last week to help. I know today has been another exceptional day of taking in donations there. So what can you say to people but thank you? I mean, bottom line, right?
Yeah, just thank you. And we've really seen the big heart of our community. And one of the interesting things was how many people were there showed up from Tennessee, from Ohio, from Indiana. I heard someone from Montana flew in. We had someone I think Kansas, drove over from Kansas with a big load of goods. It's just incredible, the heart of people, not just in our community, but all around the country.
You know, and Bowling Green, Warren County was not the only affected area. There were others. You know, we know about Mayfield and Dawson Springs, and communities just, basically obliterated. And and it could have been a lot worse here. We're very fortunate. Yes, we did lose some lives, but we're very fortunate the loss of life was at a minimum, considering the damage that I have seen. And fortunately, my daughter, knock on wood, her apartment suffered water damage, even though the roof blew off. She was on the bottom floor and wasn't there at the time, so we were blessed there. But so many people displaced, so many people have lost just your basic needs, and that's what's been coming in. I know, and your school's been taking that in and being able to help disperse it.
Yeah, we had any kind of good that people might need, you name it. Of course, food and water, but there were, thousands of diapers and bottles of formula and, any type of hygiene products, clothing. It was just overwhelming, the amount of stuff that came through.
Reagan Lawson at the line for Warren East, shooting the second of two. She's got a 3. It's 5-4. Warren East, my 1, and still 1 at a minute 17, and we've got lane violation on South Warren. So Lawson will get another one. Of course, Matt, you were here at South Warren High School and as a teacher and coach and assistant principal, and just recently, you've basically been on the job, 2 months as the principal at South Warren Middle School?
That's right, 2 months. Started in the 1st of October after fall break. So,
and then have this thrown in your lap, basically.
Right.
4 now for Lawson. It's 6-4, 2-point lead for Warren
Really,
East.
the main person I would want to say thank you to is Gina Powell. She is our family resource coordinator at the middle school, which also serves the high school, along with Taylor Alder. And Miss Powell did an amazing job organizing things on the fly when the donations were coming in. I helped out, but she was really the one who was pointing people where to go and all that good stuff.
Dekedra Garrett, the 5'8 junior, get the bucket, and she'll go to the line to shoot 1 after the second foul on Riley Bratcher. We're tied at 6. Garrett could give South Warren the lead. I'm sorry, it's McLean Hudson. Yeah, thank you. Got my numbers off. Thank you. 7-6.
Yeah, I think McLean's an 8th grader.
Yeah, 5'4", 8th grader. Yeah, plays softball also.
Yeah.
Here she comes up with a steal.
Yeah, she's a good young player.
South Warren keeps it alive. We're under a minute to go, first quarter, 7-6. Matt Deaton, the South Warren Middle School principal, joining us here. And just to be able to have the release, to get away from everything, have the games. And I thought Mr. Clayton and Jason Capcello, they made the right decision.
Oh, yeah.
Called off everything earlier in the week. Said, there's a 3 on the far side by Hannah Jackson, 10-6, that they, no games early in the week. Needed that time. And come back. People are ready now to have this opportunity to come out tonight.
Right. I think we'll see good crowds at all the local high school games and gyms tonight, I hope. Like you said, people are ready for some sports, ready for some fun.
Just to get their mind off of everything. Timeout, Warren East. They'll take a 30-second timeout here. And tonight, Greenwood at Bowling Green, East here at South Warren. All of the gate money coming in is going straight to disaster relief. And I think that's just awesome. And I hope we end up with a large crowd here, and I hope they have a large crowd at that game as well.
Yeah, amen. That's really, I think we will have large crowds. People are ready to come out, and I'm glad all the proceeds are going to disaster relief. I'd like to see a total on what the WCPS Synergy Fund's up to right now.
Well, I've seen several $10,000. I saw a $25,000 donation today. Stuff the Bus Foundation, what they've been able to raise. I think this is going to be an ongoing relief effort, and just to see the outpouring of support here. We know FEMA is here. They're already meeting with displaced people, and that's great by the federal government. And at the end of the first quarter, it's South Warren 10, Warren East 6. We'll come back and talk more with Matt Deaton. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank and Trust is that they are large enough to serve your banking needs, but small enough to know you.
We want to know our bank gives back to the community.
When I call my bank, I want to talk to a real person.
Yes, we need a local banker that we can depend on.
Franklin Bank and Trust wants to keep banking personal. That's why all of our banking decisions are made at the local level. That's what you do in a hometown bank. You put people first.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank.
Scott Thompson, Mike Cleff, and we've also got joining us South Warren Middle School Principal Matt Deaton. Warren East, I know they've been involved. I know so many groups and teams have been out putting in the time. I know several groups, they were volunteering in 2-hour blocks today at the old Cumberland Trace. Teams, talking with Lane Embry of South Warren, says his team went out and has helped. And I know some of your middle school teams and personnel have been out just helping wherever possible.
Right. Yeah, it's been a widespread effort. And I will say something about Team WCPS too. Warren County Schools, whether they come from South Warren or Warren East or Greenwood or Central, all the feeder systems, all the elementary schools, it's been neat to see all the staff and the teachers, principals, students, like you said, all the different groups volunteering.
That's Carrie Enlow. No, I'm sorry, 13. No, that's Grace Maxwell, yeah. That long hair gets in the way sometimes. It's 12-6, South Warren up. They led 10-6 at the end of the quarter. Warren East with possession. As you see them out front, that's Sam Carver. Man-to-man defense by South Warren. Unique, they voted to do district starts at 5:30 this year. These district doubleheaders, you know, COVID last year played havoc with so much. You know, I know you being assistant principal at that time.
Right.
Here at South Warren High School and playing basically with little or no fans.
Right. It's great to see more fans out, that's for sure, because we had to limit the number last year, like you said. It feels like things are returning, you know, in that respect, a little more normal.
East with the ball. Yeah, Reagan Lawson with it for Warren East. 6:32 to go in the first half. It's 12-6. South Warren leading. Shot short, saved by Ray Ellen Jones, right into the hands of South Warren. Gracie Hodges down floor, gets it to McLean Hudson, misses. The putback is up and in. That's 4 now for Gracie Maxwell, all here in the second quarter. And South Warren has opened up an 8-point lead. Yeah, tough schedule, maybe paying off early for
looks like
Lane Embry. He's played some tough ones. Warren East, they played against Russell County last week. There's a bank shot, that's good. Reagan Lawson, she now has 6 of the 8 points for Warren East. They lost in the 2A sectional to Russell County 41-30 last Saturday. And I guess one of the questions is how quick Team WCPS responded. Was there a plan in place coming into the weekend knowing the potential for storms as the bucket is good by McLean Hudson?
None of us knew how bad it was going to be. We thought it was just going to be like severe thunderstorms. So really the thing that they had told principals is make sure you monitor your buildings, see if there's any damage, let us know. And of course, all that coming overnight and then realizing how bad it was, the plan was, you know, people were up at 3 a.m. I wasn't, honestly, but there were district leaders up at 3 a.m. I know Mr. Woosley, the principal at Jennings Creek, big shout out to him. I know he was out at 3 a.m. looking for students and trying to help families during that night. And just really incredible, all the things that the Jennings Creek, Moss schools they've done for the kids,
the families. With Russellville Road being open now, if you go by Moss and Jennings Creek, it's amazing to see the vehicles that are over there. You go to different places, all the outreaches. A lot of churches have these big vehicles that have come in with supplies or trailers or places for people to stay. That it's just unreal, and how quick everybody has responded to get everything here to help out those affected.
It's really been remarkable. I would say even miraculous, the way people have come together so fast to respond.
Three-pointer by Lawson is off the mark for Warren East. The rebound by South Warren. Somebody, I guess I didn't check the number there real good. We'll figure out who she is here in just a minute.
Yeah.
Somebody may have had a number change. I thought I looked at them good. Could have been a late addition, too. I checked this for a while before we started. Foul is on Mila Munrath. That's her first. That's her team's thirds. Warren needs to put it in play here. As you get a good zoom in there on the back of mine. And Matt Deaton's heads there. Mike Cleff up there in the stands. We appreciate all he's done. I mean, and he works for WCPS and on the buses helping with meals and distributing what was needed to be distributed. And hats off to Mike. I know he doesn't seek the publicity, but he's been there since the start of helping out. And, you know, hats off to Mike. I appreciate all he does.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and him, along with a lot of our bus drivers, transportation department, have really been helpful this week. We had a lot of them busing people out here and then back into Jennings Creek area. We loaded 7 or 8 buses, I think, full of supplies to take to the area before it was all, moved all together over there. So big shout out to Mike and all of our bus drivers and transportation department.
Well, the one thing is, we have our rivalries. Like this is a rivalry, Central, Greenwood, all four.
Right.
But I did not see anything saying a specific school. With all the principals, everybody's involved, whether it be in Smiths Grove, whether it be over at Greenwood, wherever. It's all about helping Warren County Public School students and families.
You're right. It was team WCPS.
Abigail Overbay, that's her first, team's 4th foul on South Warren. Sam Carver. Top of the key, Reagan Lawson for 3, and it's off the mark. Rebound by Kayla Hoy, the 5'11 senior for South Warren. Foul on Warren East. That'll be the team's 4th, as that is on Anavia Pearson, the 5'7 senior. 16-8 here in the first half, 3:05 to go. Matt Deaton joining us. He is the principal at South Warren Middle School, just 2 months on the job, but having been an assistant principal, a lot of the same responsibilities, but some newer ones because you're the guy now over there, basically. Instead of being, no, I'm not in charge. Lay up by Reagan Lawson. You could always pass it off to Jenny Hester. Timeout taken by.
Now I've got a whole new level of respect for what Miss Hester does, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you've been able to do that for several years. You trained and you were ready, and I thought it was an awesome hire when they did that. We're going to keep it right here. Alexis Martin, is who that is.
This game has a lot of meaning to me since my daughter was on this team for the last few years, and Warren East and South Warren have had some good battles in girls basketball in the last few years, and it's just good to be here. And like you said, feel something pretty normal.
Well, you've got 2 coaches here in this girls' game that are products of Warren County Public Schools. You got Lane Embry and you got Jenny Neville. Neville, of course, to Warren East. Lane played at Greenwood. And to see them be back involved in Warren County Public Schools says a lot.
Right, and Lane played 1 year here as well.
Yeah, that's right.
First year we opened.
That's right.
And so he's an alumni of Greenwood and South Warren, and great teacher here, and I'm real proud of him as one of our coaches for sure.
At what time, I guess, did everything on Saturday start to happen? When, did you get the call from Mr. Clayton to say we need to do this, or from somebody on the staff to say, open up, here's what we need to do?
Everything started happening. I think it was put into motion around 5:30 or 6 a.m. for us to kind of host things at South Warren Middle School until they could get power restored back in the Jennings Creek area.
Okay. Inside, South Warren. With that was Kayla Hoy, and loses it out of bounds. Sorry, that's Kaya Mitchell. It turns it over to Warren East, and here comes a little full court pressure by South Warren. Not seen that. Full court man-to-man pressure. Actually, 2-1-2. Kind of looks like a man-to-man.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like man-to-man.
But Mitchell had played back, even though she was guarding the inbounder. Driving in the lane, Bratcher left it short. 2:17 in the first half, 16-10. South Warren leading Warren East. The guys' game to follow. Underneath, no good on the shot by Gracie Hodges. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. Foul will be on Reagan Lawson, her first, team's 5th of Warren East. Hodges, a 75%er on the year, averaging 13 points and 6 rebounds. She's looking for her first points here in the first half.
Yeah, she's been one of our main scorers for the last couple of years. I'm sure she'll get going here in a minute.
And we hope everyone doesn't mind that we are going to spend a lot of time focusing on the efforts of what Warren County Public Schools has done. Yes, this game's important, but also touching on what this community has done, the volunteerism of not only the leaders, but it's just been teachers that have come in, and doing all that they've done, and parents, students giving of their time, and it's just heartwarming to see for their fellow student to come out and support the way they have. 3-pointer off the mark by Ray Ellen Jones, and South Warren clears it out. Gracie Hodges. 3-pointer on the way by McLean Hudson is no good as Bratcher comes around, but
it has been very heartwarming. I think it's been nonstop, really.
Amaya Carter, her first points, 17-12, Warren East within 5, and just to see people from all over the country coming in, bringing the bus loads, bringing the tractor-trailer loads, or just like the family that were on their way, I believe it was to Florida from Michigan, Wisconsin, stopped and wanted to help.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Tells you, people, there are good people out there. There's so many good people. You hear all the negativeness, but there's so much good out there that it gets overshadowed.
Right. Way more good than the negative, that's for sure.
Foul's going to be charged to Sam Carver. That would be her second, the team's 6th. Going to the line will be McLean Hudson, a 72.7%er. She's 1 for 1 tonight. 2 for 2, now has 6 points in the first half, just an 8th grader. We got 1:04 to go here in the first half. The girls' game, guys' game to follow. Mike Cleff up on the camera, just glad to be back. We were scheduled to have our first wrestling match over at your middle school. Second one's no good. Rebound by Ray Ellen Jones. That got canceled. Hopefully it'll be rescheduled, but we still have another wrestling match later on that we're going to do, and hopefully we can make that other one up. So
yeah, that'd be great.
We'll get over there to the middle school gym. That's the home of Warren County Wrestling.
That's right. We're really proud of our wrestling program.
That's just what, a year. That's just a year or two old, isn't it?
I think this is year 2, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I thought. Turnover to South Warren. Thomas Carter is the head coach, and he's been very helpful as my communications with him, talking about what we want to be involved, we want to showcase, and that's part of Mr. Clayton's plan for this sports network. We want to showcase these sporting student athletes that don't necessarily get the proper coverage, and we have a great tool using this sports network to do that.
I think it's really great what you guys are doing for sure.
Here's a steal by South Warren. That's Hudson the other way, knocked out of her hands, but a foul on Natalie Harrell, the 5'6" senior, her first, team 7th against Warren East, and that'll put Hudson at the line. Again, she'll shoot 2 this time. 2 out of 3 on the night. 72% of her here on the young season. Well, you coach golf, you coach bowling. What'd you enjoy the most?
I like both of them a lot. Of course, bowling and golf are very different sports.
One's indoors, one's outdoors.
That's right. Larger ball for one.
Yeah.
But it was, as you well know, as you took over the bowling program after I stepped down from that. It's just great to coach, get to know the kids and be a part of their lives. Great kids.
Got a push off over there on Gracie. No, they gave it to Carrie Enlow, her first, team's 5th. 6 seconds to go in the first half. Turn around by Carter. No good. It's halftime. South Warren 20, Warren East 12. You got a few more minutes?
Yeah, I do.
All right, love for you to stick around.
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right, halftime here at South Warren. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
You get a good look at the South Warren dance team performing in front of this crowd tonight. Come on out. Nothing else to do. All your money that you pay for admission goes straight to the disaster relief. And I think that's great that this is happening. Matt Deaton, who is the principal at South Warren Middle School here, we're going to keep him just a couple more minutes. We know your in-laws are here tonight and you want to spend a little time with your family, but you've had a week since this has all happened. Your thoughts now that you've had a chance to witness what you have, what do you want to say to the public?
First of all, I mean, my heart really goes out to the families that lost loved ones, first and foremost, and thoughts and prayers with them. You know, that's obviously the worst tragedy of this whole thing, and then people that lost all their property and things that they had worked for, memories. Feel for them. You know, we have one of our teachers at the middle school who lost basically everything, both of his vehicles, his home, lived over in town off of Nutwood, I believe.
Yes.
So I feel for those people, but at the same time, overwhelming gratitude, emotions, it's hard to describe the emotions of seeing so many people come together in such a hard time, and people coming together in such a short time, and just being there, donating. You know, we had displaced families here at South Warren Middle School for a night, and they moved to Jennings Creek with the Red Cross. But to see the volunteers love on those people, and it's just hard to put into words. I mean, I saw where El Mazatlan gave $64,000.
Isn't that amazing? A local,
to the
you're a
relief fund.
local small
restaurant.
business.
Yeah,
gives that kind of money.
It's absolutely incredible.
So go out and support these people. They're
Definitely.
giving that kind of money. Go support them. They may
Yes.
do more. I don't know.
I'm sure.
But what is going on now at South Warren Middle School? What, as part of this disaster relief, what is taking place now, and what can people do?
Well, Warren County's now concentrated our efforts at the Old Cumberland Trace, which is, I was in there a long time yesterday. There's supplies like you can't believe. Very organized in the rooms over there. That's, the old elementary school.
That's where I went.
That's where you went?
I went.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I moved here in time to go 6th, 7th, and 8th grade over there.
Well, neat.
That was before the middle school concept.
Right.
Way before the middle school concept.
So they're accepting donations there still. We are, and and of course, Jennings Creek and Moss, where the shelter's still, the Red Cross shelter's still going on. People can always donate. Funds are going to be needed to the WCPS Synergy Center through Independence Bank, or WCPS Relief Fund. I forgot the exact name,
That's
but
okay.
you can find it
People
online.
can find it.
Yeah.
People can find it, yes.
And it's just there's a lot of work to do is kind of my overall thought, and it's going to take a long time. We want to take care of our students in Warren County who've been affected by this, and our teachers, and just continue to support each other as a community.
Well, you know, I texted you Sunday night on my way back. I was in Winchester for the KHSAA State Cheer and Dance, and a little time on Sunday morning, and I'm watching TV before I go over there, and what do I see? I see Lexington here covering this, talking with you, and just how calm, how your demeanor. People, I got the feeling if I didn't know you, if I was just now a person in the air watching, I'm going, this is a guy who's getting it done, and that's the feeling that came over me. You know, and I know you're just one person there, but I just want to compliment you on what I saw in Lexington on TV and how they portrayed things here.
Thank you. It was you know, anytime you can help someone else, it helps you. You know, that's the way I look at it. So we were thankful we could be there in those 2 days when it first happened, as far as being a help at South Warren Middle School and gathering supplies and having people that were displaced from their home, and then help out in the bigger WCPS and Warren County Bowling Green community. And like you said, people from all over have given, and their time, their money.
Because once you come
goods.
back in January, this is not going to be forgotten, because you've got students who know students, unfortunately, that lost loved ones, or maybe a friend was one of those that unfortunately passed away.
You're right.
You've still got a lot you're going to have to deal with after the break.
Right. Well, yeah, we really have to take care of students' social and emotional needs for sure. And that was already, you know, a part of the post-pandemic or pandemic recovery, whatever you want to call it. And now we've got this going on top of that. So we're going to really be focused on taking care of our students, taking care of our staff. Our district leaders, I can't say enough about Mr. Clayton, Mr. Cupchella, Mr. Stefanski, Mr. McIntyre, all of our family resource coordinators like Ms. Powell at our school, everybody, Mr. Hazel. I mean, I hate to start naming people because I'll leave out people.
Yeah, and we don't want to do that.
But it's a long
list. It's a team effort.
Yeah, it's a long list of people that just said, you know what, this is what we're going to focus on right now. We're going to focus on helping, rebuilding, you know, giving relief, immediate relief. And it's just been, I'll never forget this time, you know. I hope we never see this again in this area, but just the
you're my friend. I just want to say, I'll give you a big hug. I appreciate all you've done. Means a lot to see what you've done in a leadership position, and I appreciate it on behalf of everybody watching, and I know people will continue to reach out, but thank you for what you've done.
Thank you for bringing a lot of publicity to good things.
Sounds
and for
good.
Supporting our student athletes.
You got it, man. Appreciate
you, brother.
Hey, go spend time with the family.
All right.
I know you haven't had to do that much lately. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
That's Matt Deaton, the principal at South Warren Middle School. We'll come back with the second half with South Warren leading Warren East 20-12 in the girls' game on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank and Trust is that they are large enough to serve your banking needs, but small enough to know you.
We want to know our bank gives back to the community.
When I call my bank, I want to talk to a real person.
Yes, we need a local banker that we can depend on.
Franklin Bank and Trust wants to keep banking personal. That's why all of our banking decisions are made at the local level. That's what you do in a hometown bank. You put people first.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Thank you to our sponsors for allowing us to cut in on some of their time to talk about the relief and some of the people involved and what they've seen in part of the Warren County Public Schools. Coming up a little bit later, Superintendent Robert Clayton will join us in Warren East, and we'll get his view as he's been on the ground floor from, just like Matt said, early on last Saturday. 20-12, South Warren leading Warren East in this 14th district matchup. Thank you, fans, for listening to these stories. And I think it's does us all good to hear the good that's being done by Matt Deaton and by the people in this community. Foul on Lydia Frank of South Warren, her second, team's first. Ray Ellen Jones looking to go inside, trying to throw it back outside. Coming up with it was Carrie Enlow of South Warren. Enlow to the far side, just underway here in the third quarter, 20-12. A held ball possession, and it stays with South Warren. Reminder, if you're on your way, please come on out. All admission goes to the Tornado Relief Fund. So instead of the school getting it and helping with expenses, they're passing it on to those who need it. And I think that's a great gesture. Also over at Bowling Green as Greenwood's playing over there in a 14th district matchup. Driving. A little scoop shot is no good. South Warren comes up with a rebound. The guys' game to follow. Lane Embry, the coach over at South Warren. Jenny Neville at Warren East. Our first look at South Warren. We saw Warren East about a week ago. Enlow, back out front. That's a three by Grace E. Hodges. Grace E. Hodges, that's 4 points for her tonight, averaging 13 points a contest. Good veteran crew of officials. Left-handed shot by Sam Carver. We got Tony Franklin, Mike Goodson, and Troy Wenders. Good veteran crew. I'm sure they'll have both games here tonight. They'll keep things going. Good to see them. Gracie Hodges driving with the left hand is up and in. 5 straight points here in the third quarter for Gracie Hodges of South Warren. Biggest lead at 11, 25-14. There's a three on the far side from Reagan Lawson. She's got 11 of the 17 points for Warren East. East came in 2 and 5, South Warren 1 and 4. We'll take a look at their schedules upcoming. There's a three in the corner. High arching shot that's no good by Hannah Jackson. Rebound, South Warren. Munrath looks for help to Lydia Frank. Jumper, top of the key, and that is a three from Hannah Jackson. Jackson's 6 point, both of them coming on threes. South Warren will be heading up to Lexington Catholic to play tomorrow in the Traditional Bank Holiday Classic. They start out with Pulaski Southwestern, variety of opponents upcoming. 28-19. Sorry we missed that bucket there. We'll get you caught up on who got that in just a moment. South Warren with the ball. Munrath. Also coming up right after the holidays is the First Bank Holiday Bash here at South Warren. Boys and girls will take part in that. Warren East, the Lady Raiders, they'll play next week. They'll actually play on the 20th against Whitesville Trinity on the road. And then right after Christmas, they're at the Don Franklin Classic at Cumberland County. They got Lexington Christian, Clinton County, and Logan County. After the first of the year, they've got Greenwood in a doubleheader. 14th District battle. Rebound, Hannah Jackson, South Warren. Driving in the lane, and it up, and it is good. Gracie Hodges, 7 here in the third quarter, has 8 total in the game. Jumper, that's a baseline. That's good. And Avaya Pearson gets the bucket. 30-21. Lead cut to 9. Three-pointer. Oh, it rims in and out. Circled around the cylinder. East with the ball. It's Lawson for 3. She's feeling it as 2 threes here in the third quarter. 14 points on the night for her. Can't thank Matt Deaton enough. South Warren Middle School principal joining us here for the first half. Dusty Croft earlier. Dusty still, he's raised about $3,000, giving it out in $500 increments. And you can find Dusty on Facebook, Dusty, D-U-S-T-Y-C-R-O-F-T, and how you can donate to him as he's been able to get money and turn around in $500 increments, helping those that need it. And he'll continue to do that. Almost stolen out front by Carter. Driving in the lane. That is Alexis Martin. And we got a held ball possession. This time it goes over to Warren East. Martin's a sophomore. 30-24. 6-point lead for South Warren. They've led by as many as 11 here in this third quarter. We're at 3:55. Bratcher, that's an offensive foul on the push. That's her third foul. 3 on Bratcher. That's the team's first here in the second half. So South Warren will bring it up. South Warren with a 6-point lead with a chance to extend it right here. Driving right side, Hodges kicks it out. Now back top of the key for McLean Hudson. Hannah Jackson's 3 is off the mark. Lane Embry at South Warren says, he'll play about 12 people. He's had a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Players out a couple of games, so, he says he thinks his leadership's coming along. And it's a tough schedule. He's hoping his team put together a little tough run as he's got a bunch of games over the next 10 days or so. Mila Munrath and Carrie Enlow back in for South Warren. You get a good look at Kyle Binge, the Warren East basketball coach. Checking out some of this girls' action. Driving in the lane, off the glass, off the right side. Sam Carver gets her own rebound, puts it up, and she got enough of a roll. 4 points for Carver all here in the third quarter. 30-26, so being down by 11, they've cut it to 5. Man-to-man defense by South Warren. Tried to pass it and hit the side of the backboard. Underneath. Carter kicks it out to Lawson. Right side. That is Carver. Brings it out, top of the key. 5'3" freshman. And ball loose on the floor. Stays with Warren East as Mila Munrath went after it. Glad to have those of you who are watching here on our go.prepspin.com platform. Also, wbkosports.com/prepspin. And also warrencountyschools.org website. All of our live streams will be there. Bratcher inside to Pearson, another bucket. Pearson's been affected here in the third quarter coming in. 4 points for her, 30-28. Warren East within 2 now. 2:15 third quarter. Lob inside, wide open, nice job of recognizing that. Munrath now with 4. Timeout, a full timeout. 2:11 to go third quarter, and it's a 4-point game. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
I'm Flora Templeton Stewart. The memories we make today will be with us forever. Take the time to be with those you love. From our family to yours,
Happy Holidays!
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
After the timeout, that was taken by South Warren. They have a 4-point lead at 32-28, 2:11 remaining third quarter. They were up 30-19. Then a 9-2 run by Warren East. The bucket we missed was by Ray Ellen Jones earlier. Right side, high arching shot, no good by Pearson. Rebound inside by Kaya Mitchell for South Warren. Driving left of the lane, Mila Munrath. Tipped out. Hudson, free line jumper. McLean Hudson with 10. She averages about 8 points a game, the 8th grader. A high pass deflected. South Warren comes up with it. Kick it back. Top of the key three. That nestles in. McLean Hudson now with 13. That's a timeout taken by Warren East. We'll step out for 30 seconds on the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. Shout out to Rafferty's, the meals that they have donated. I've seen them. John Renfro, the managing general partner there, and Scott Lindsay, vice president with Rafferty's. The meals just to the workers and everybody else. Thank you, Rafferty's, for what you've done in the community and helping feed those that are here to help out the people that have been affected by the tornadoes of last Saturday. Scott Thompson, Mike Cleff on the camera. Glad to be with you, giving you some escapism, hopefully, for the night. Missed free layup by Enlow. East comes away, going the other way. Natalie Harrell pulls up on the left side of the lane, looking for some help. Pressure is on it. Driving, now cut off. In the lane, Pearson kicks it out right side. Jones for three. Ray Ellen Jones with 5 here in the third quarter, and we have a 6-point game at 37-31. Driving on the right side of the lane at the block. Jumper no good by Kaya Mitchell. The putback is up and in by McLean Hudson. 15 on the night by McLean Hudson. 8 in the first half, 7 here in the third quarter, 39-31. South Warren with the lead. Here's a steal by Hodges. Down for Hudson on the left side. Laid it up, count the bucket, and she'll go to the line for one. Ray Ellen Jones, that's her first, team second. This will be our last live stream here in December until after the first of the year. We got a bunch coming up in January for you. As going the line will be Hudson trying to complete the three-point play. It's good. Coming up, our next game will be on Tuesday the 4th. Will be South Warren at Greenwood, 14th District boy-girl doubleheader. Friday, January 7th, Warren Central at South Warren, boy-girl doubleheader. We'll also have a couple of Saturday games. Our first swim meet will be on Thursday, January 13th. Double dribble, turnover, South Warren ball. We've got a wrestling match scheduled for January the 26th. We'll try to make up the one that we lost this week. The West Strader Schoolboy Classic at Warren Central on February the 5th. 4 games featuring some of the elite teams in the state. So we got a lot of action coming up for you right after the first of the year. Glad to have you watching with us. Mila Munrath gets her 6th point, 44-31. That ends the third quarter. And South Warren with a 13-point lead after they had an 11, saw it cut down to about 4. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank and Trust is that they are large enough to serve your banking needs, but small enough to know you.
We want to know our bank gives back to the community.
When I call my bank, I want to talk to a real person.
Yes, we need a local banker that we can depend on.
Franklin Bank and Trust wants to keep banking personal. That's why all of our banking decisions are made at the local level. That's what you do in a hometown bank. You put people first.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ready to start the fourth quarter here at South Warren, 44-31. South Warren by 13. Our thanks again to Matt Deaton, the South Warren Middle School principal. Just a great leader. That's middle school's in great hands with him taking over just 2 months ago, and then just the way he's handled this natural disaster. There's a layup by Mila Munrath. She's got 6 second-half points, 8 in the game, 46-31, 15-point lead by South Warren. Warren East in the royal blue. Another turnover. A steal by South Warren. Top of the key is in low. East comes away with it. Jumper from the free line is no good by Ray Ellen Jones. Coming away with it. South Warren underneath, off the glass, recognizing Grace Maxwell in there. She's got 6 now, averages 5 a game. Jumper, it's off the mark by Lawson, and we got a foul underneath. It's going to go against Mila Munrath. That'll be her second, and the team's second here in the second half. Bratcher inbounds it for Warren East. 6:35 to go in the game, a 17-point lead, but we saw East go on a run about midway through third quarter, only to see South Warren in the latter stages of the third quarter run out to this lead. Hudson knocked out of her hand. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. She's 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. Sam Carver, that's her third, team's third here in the second half. Free throw good by McLean Hudson. She's now 5 out of 6. Alyssa Matlock. Matlock in for Warren East. Jumper good. I mean, the free throw good. 6 out of 7 free throws, McLean Hudson. 17 on the night to lead South Warren. We got a foul in the backcourt. Gracie Hodges, her first, team's third on South Warren. Looking to get it in bounds. Finally due to Carver. Carver racing to the right side for Warren East, backs it out. Inside, on the floor, it goes to South Warren. A little travel call on Matlock, went down to get it and had a little trouble. We're at 6:05 to go here in the game. Guys game to follow. Crowd moving on in here tonight. All the money from the admission will go to disaster relief. That's awesome by not only Warren County Public Schools, but Bowling Green City Schools doing that for the Greenwood game over there. We'll try to get you updates on that here in just a little bit. Involving the other schools. Here's a three, and it's off the back of the iron by Reagan Lawson. 5:37 remaining. 50-31, 19-point lead by South Warren. They've got a big weekend of games coming up as they head to Lexington. That's South Warren. Depends on how they do with Southwestern tomorrow afternoon in Lexington, who they play over the next 4 days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They'll play some competition up there, no doubt. Driving right of the lane, it's Hannah Jackson. Tried to get a little closer and does. Maxwell now with 8. And we got a full timeout taken by Warren East. 52-31 South Warren, 5:03 to go here in the game. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Bigger isn't always best. The best things often come in small packages. At a huge law firm, ask, will you meet with the top attorney? Probably not. At Flora Tubman Stewart, you will meet with the top attorney. Yes, bigger isn't always best. So when you pick the best lawyer, pick the one who will be answering your calls, meeting with you, getting you the top settlement. Injured in an accident? Call the best. I'm Flora Templeton Stewart.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
You get a good look there at South Warren Principal Jenny Hester. Matt Deaton, the assistant principal under her, and he's the one that took over at South Warren Middle School. And I know she's been active over here, is opening up her school to help out. 5 minutes to go in the game. South Warren in this 14th district opener leading down the other way off the glass. Good for McLean Hudson. We'll go to the line once again. Riley Jones will pick up the foul. That is her first, team's fourth. Hudson having a big night so far. Got that one. (55-31). South Warren with another steal at midcourt. McLean Hudson. Lydia Frank. Frank driving, puts it up. Missed the shot, but will go to the line for two. This will be her first free throw opportunities tonight. Alyssa Matlock, that's her first, team's fifth on Warren East. Frank's first points of the night. I believe that's the first free throw she's attempted this year. Actually, she's 0 for 1 coming in, so she's now 1 for 2. Missed the second one. Bratcher for Warren East. Riley Jones lobbing it inside, off the glass, a little short by Pearson. As that shot's contested, out of bounds to South Warren. It'll be South Warren ball. They'll bring it the length of the floor. 4:18 remaining in the game. South Warren looking to go 1-0 in this 14th district opener for both squads. Same for the guys coming up. Munrath across the timeline for South Warren. Lawson trying and does come up with a steal, and then we got a foul on Munrath after the steal, and Lawson may have taken a poke to the eye there in that process. She gets up, she's all right. Both players going for the ball. That's now 3 on Munrath, team's 4th. Wasn't sure Sheehan what she was going to do with it. She thought about shooting it, passing it, and just kind of lost it. Bratcher on the wing, lobbing it inside, and Sheehan cannot come up with it. The pass led her just a little too much. Gracie Hodges running the show for South Warren. Mila Munrath, left side, Hudson cutting to the bucket. Going up Munrath, a little short, but draws the foul. Will go to the line to shoot 2. Riley Jones will get her second foul. Give it 24, okay, that's Anavia Pearson. That's her second, team 6th. Munrath, a 60%er coming into this game, misses the first one. She has 8 points in the game, 6 of those here in the third quarter. Gets that one. Warren East going to bring 4 people in. Madison Lawson, Madison Heimer get in. Kennedy Lawson is in, and Cecilia Martier is in. 3:34 to go of the game. A 26-point lead for South Warren at 57-36. Lawson and turns it over. That pivot foot got drugged just a little bit. South Warren ball, and they'll get into the game. Ashley Overbay. Get a good look at some of the folks here in the stands tonight checking out our game. There's Travis Hudson, volleyball coach at Western Kentucky University, joining us here tonight, checking things out. Kicked out of bounds, 3:14 remaining. South Warren up by 26. Man-to-man defense by Warren East. Martier knocks it out of bounds. Bowling Green was leading Greenwood in the girls' game 54-19. Kennedy Lawson, a foul out front, team 7th. That was her first. Going to the line is Alexis Martin. She'll shoot 1 on the bonus, gets the first one. Her first points of the night. A little shocked by that score. Second one's also good. So Alexis Martin now with 2, 59-31, just under 3 minutes to go in the game. Lawson looks to go inside to Martier. Martier backs her way in, turns, uses a left hand on the right side. So Martier gets her first points of the game. Across the timeline, South Warren will hold it up. Takita Garrett's in there. She's a junior. Into the left corner. Ashley Overbay. Abigail Overbay in there as well for South Warren. Alexis Martin. And Mary Howard. 2:10 remaining. And a foul in there on South Warren. Takita Garrett gets the foul. That's her first, team's 5th. Martier inside, missed it. Almost came up with it. A little 6-footer. South Warren 3-on-1, up short, rebound. Knocked out of the hands of Abigail Overbay, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. She got hammered. Lawson, that's her second on Warren East, team's 8th. So it's a bonus, but this is a 2-shot opportunity. Overbay averages 2 points, 2 rebounds a game. And got 1 out of 2, 60-33. Steal from behind by Martin for South Warren. Left side, Howard. Back to Overbay. 3 on the way, bouncing off from Ashley Overbay. East clears it out. Madison Heimer. Lawson, they work it around. Lawson driving to the baseline. Martier from the free line kicks it out. Lawson thought about 3, passes it left side to Heimer. That's a 2 from Madison Heimer. 60-35 at a minute 12 to go. Out front, Mary Howard. Alexis Martin out front on the dribble. East man-to-man on the defense. Ashley Overbay way outside. 3 off the back of the iron. Martin with a rebound, and inside it goes to Abigail Overbay. She has 3 here in the fourth quarter. 62-35 at 37 seconds. Kick out. Lawson for 3, a little short. South Warren with a rebound. Driving in the lane. 2 Overbays, now 3 on the way. Raises the iron from Mary Howard. Loose ball at 14 seconds. Garrett will just back it out. Overbay for 3, it's off the mark, 7 seconds. Ashley Overbay for 3, it's off the mark. East with a rebound, and that's going to do it. South Warren picks up the 14th district win, 62-35 over Warren East. We'll come back with a recap. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
I'm Flora Templeton Stewart. The memories we make today will be with us forever. Take the time to be with those you love. From our family to yours, Happy Holidays!
Scott Thompson back with you here on our post game as South Warren goes 1-0 in district play. They improved to 2-4 overall with a 62-35 victory over Warren East. Warren East drops to 2-6, and they are 0-1 in 14th district play. Take a look at your scoring. Reagan Lawson with 14 for Warren East. Riley Bratcher 2. Ray Ellen Jones with 5. Sam Carver 4. Amaya Carter 2. And Avaya Pearson with 4. 2 for Madison Heimer and 2 for Cecilia Martier. South Warren got 9 from Mila Munrath, 11 from Gracie Hodges, 21 from McLean Hudson. Grace Maxwell with 8, 3 from Abigail Oberbay. Hannah Jackson with 6, Lydia Frank 1, Kaya Mitchell 2, Alexis Martin 2. Final from Bowling Green, Greenwood loses to Bowling Green 63-24 in the girls' game. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll have the guys for you. It'll be South Warren and Warren East. Superintendent Rob Clayton will be joining us here in the guys' game. Final once again, South Warren 62, Warren East 35. We'll join you probably in about 10 minutes or so. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network. Welcome back to South Warren High School, our girl-boy doubleheader, 14th district matchups, as Warren East and South Warren will do battle here tonight. Jason Holland of South Warren, his team is 1-2. Kyle Binge, his Raiders of Warren East are 3-2. Their first 14th district matchup is here tonight. As you see him there at midcourt meeting with Kerry Winders. I miscalled him earlier. His brother is Troy. That's Kerry Winders. There, along with Tony Franklin and Mike Goodson, are the officials here tonight. South Warren, they're 1-2. They've only played 3 games. They're one of the unusual teams. Usually, most of the other teams have a bunch of games in, but they don't. They lost to Todd County Central 67-56 to start. Beat Allen County Scottsville 66-60. Lost to Franklin Simpson back on the 7th, 65-63. They'll be participating in the Best in Hoops Classic the next couple of days, as they'll take on Logan County, Grayson County, Clay County, before heading to Florida. They're going to play down at the Wild World of Sports right after Christmas. Meanwhile, Warren East, they've lost to Metcalf, beat Cumberland, lost to North Hardin, beat Allen County Scottsville. Then last Saturday, beat Russell County in the Kentucky 2A sectional tournament, 78-60. They'll advance on, take on Adair County on January 3rd for the right to possibly move on to Owensboro in the 2A state championship. Both teams looking for wins, heading in to their upcoming events that they have. Superintendent Rob Clayton of Warren County Public Schools will join us. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank and Trust is that they are large enough to serve your banking needs, but small enough to know you.
We want to know our bank gives back to the community.
When I call my bank, I want to talk to a real person.
Yes, we need a local banker that we can depend on.
Franklin Bank and Trust wants to keep banking personal. That's why all of our banking decisions are made at the local level. That's what you do in a hometown bank. You put people first.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Flora Templeton Stewart. The memories we make today will be with us forever. Take the time to be with those you love. From our family to yours, Happy Holidays!
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
Back here at South Warren tonight, Scott Thompson, Mike Cleff on the camera. And joining us now is some someone who's had very little sleep, but a lot of responsibility this past week with the unfortunate tornadoes that hit Bowling Green in Warren County. Is Warren County Public School Superintendent Rob Clayton, and having Matt Deaton on earlier, what he and his staff done, Jenny Hester here at South Warren, but you've been everywhere. You've seen, there we go. You've seen a lot firsthand, the help, the need out there, and your staff and everybody has just been amazing here in this community.
They really have, Scott. It's been a tough week, but certainly our hearts and thoughts and prayers continue to be with the families that were directly impacted. As you know, we've lost some students, we've lost an entire family, and just to see the overwhelming support, not just here locally, but really across the Commonwealth. And as you know, we've had visitors coming as far away as Oregon and New York to offer assistance. And when you see that, it just really reminds you just how special really people are. When tragedy strikes, people want to get involved, want to help, and there's really no words to truly describe what we have observed, both from a tragedy standpoint, but then also just from a humanistic standpoint. Again, just very thankful to be in this community, thankful for the support, but we do want to be there for the long haul for these families that were directly impacted. As you know, again, we've got a number of students that have suffered tremendous loss, and we're committed to being there.
Well, and talking with Matt Deaton, things were put in place so early on Saturday morning. A credit to you, your staff, and it's not only your staff, but it was everybody in Warren County Public Schools. It didn't matter what school they're affiliated with. It was a united effort from the very start.
It truly was, and I will tell you, I think it speaks more about the culture that we have with our employees, because I wish I could sit here to tell you that we planned this out from step one all the way to step 100. But the reality is we had folks stepping up and getting involved and offering support even before I was aware of the scope of the situation. And again, it speaks volumes about our collective leadership, and that's what it took. That's what it'll continue to take, because the challenge is that significant. So I'm just very thankful for the quality of our personnel, the quality of leadership in every facet. They stepped up, and very grateful.
Well, and the monetary donations that have come in today, it's just every time I'm looking on social media, it's 10,000 here, 25,000 there. It's just been unreal, the genuine support. What about the local restaurant giving $64,000? Here's a small business giving $64,000 to help out.
It's truly remarkable. Scott, we were receiving phone calls as early as Saturday morning. How can we help? Right in the middle of the search and recovery, right in the middle of trying to gather all information about the total scope of the situation and the devastation. And you're absolutely right. The donations have been just incredible, and we're going to need them. Again, we've got a number of families that are going to have a long road to recovery, and this will go a long way to helping them get back on their feet. And then also, we want our entire community to know that we're raising this for them. It's not for a certain family, a single family. It's not just for Warren County school families and students. As we've shown the last 20 months, we're about this entire community, and Warren County Schools represents the entire community. And again, we want to be there to provide that support.
Tell you the lineups here real quick, as we're going to talk more with Warren County Public School Superintendent Rob Clayton. For Warren East, they'll go with Caden Merle, Trey Price, Isaiah Andrews, Caleb Matlock, and Dane Parsley. South Warren, Will Faulkner, Lincoln Lockhart, Ty Price, Andrew Leonard, and Joel Davis are your starters. First district matchup here in the 14th district for them. Girls score, Bowling Green beat Greenwood 62-24. We'll keep you updated on the guys score South Warren girls opened up with 62-35 over Warren East. And just, Jenny Hester across the way opening up her school. Matt Deaton here earlier, talking about middle school opening up. But I had on right when we came on, Dusty Croft. Here he is, a teacher. He felt compelled to do something. Let alone, he has raised $3,000 on his own, giving out $500 grants. He's on social media, and he felt compelled. And, and just people like that sharing those stories really, really tugs at your heart that how people care. We know there's a lot of negativity in this world, negativity around schools, but you see people stepping up and taking a leader role in helping others.
Absolutely. We don't have enough time to go story by story of what I have personally observed and personally heard in terms of staff and community members stepping up. I think one of the most heartwarming is the fact we had a young lady that was in the hospital. They were unable to locate the parents, and the child asked for a first grade teacher. And again, just no words to describe a situation like that, but it shows you the trust that our students have in our staff, the relationships that evolve over time. And that's the great thing about being an educator. People who are drawn to this profession are drawn to help others. They have empathy for others, and they want to see others prosper. And again, I think this tragedy is just another example of those efforts really coming to the forefront.
Watching social media and seeing teachers going door to door, looking and checking on their students, those families. And, it's still about the school community. Everybody rallies around each school. Here it's a whole district that's rallied around each other.
No, absolutely. It's an entire community. And you reference going door to door. We had an administrator and some of his staff that just moments after the storm mobilized on their own, just out of sheer concern. And, unfortunately, what they embarked upon was pretty significant. I don't know that anybody knew the total scope of the devastation until really you have to see it.
Well, until daybreak, really.
That's right. And so to know that, but to know that mobilization occurred without direction from central office, myself, again, it just speaks to the quality of our people, and I'm just extremely proud.
Well, and it's not only, you, it's Jason Kipchella, Melissa Stefanski, just people like that you have in charge of certain things. Chris McIntyre, the money guy. Everybody came together, and everybody's just doing what they can, to help out. And I know I've seen everybody just doing what they can in the relief efforts. Today I was at the Old Cumberland Trace doing my part, giving some supplies, and just seeing the amount of donations there was unreal as South Warren gets the tip. And what it has been that, the old Cumberland Trace School is probably filled to the rafters with supplies.
It is. It's a situation where really now we have to limit the supplies that we can bring in because, again, the response has been overwhelming. And I also want to give a little shout out to our SROs. They have been just the consummate professionals. As you know, what we've embarked upon at Cumberland Trace, that's not something we have experience in. And the fact that we had, again, semis coming, some unannounced, we really worked hard to not only unload, but get those cars through because, again, people are being gracious and their supplies and so forth, and we wanted to get them in and out as best we could. And our SROs were just tremendous in that effort.
Steele, here's South Warren going the other way, and just getting in the roll was Ty Price. South Warren takes the lead 2-0, 7:09 here in the first quarter. Warren County Public Schools Superintendent Rob Clayton going to join us for the first half. And, people like Matt Deaton, Jenny Hester here opening up their schools and doing what they can in the early stages as things got mobilized and situated at Jennings Creek to be that host school for the displaced families. And, they were here early getting their schools open for you.
Yeah, Jenny and her staff did a phenomenal job, and of course Matt, who's worked with her for years before taking over the principal job at the middle school. They know the community, and not only did they get put in a situation where they had to kind of oversee everything, they also were instrumental in helping with the transition. That was a big deal when you transition a shelter during an emergency. It's not ideal, not something you want to do, but with the limited power, we weren't able to.
That's a 3 for Ty Price. He has all 5 Spartan points. They lead at 5-2, 6:20 here in the first quarter. They mobilizing the school, turning it into an overnight shelter, taking in supplies, and I had Matt Deaton on earlier as a fadeaway jumper. Good by Isaiah Andrews, his first point. And I was in Lexington working for the KHSAA over the weekend, state cheer and dance. And Sunday morning, I turn on Lexington TV, who they have, Matt Deaton. And just seeing, and that's Matt, the genuine care and compassion he had, and just thought he did an awesome job relaying that message to the people outside of Bowling Green, Warren County.
There's no doubt our response would have looked a lot different if we didn't have the excellent leadership that you've spoken about with Jenny, Matt, and of course Jennings Creek and Moss becoming very involved in the recovery effort as well. And again, they didn't choose to be in that situation, but they stepped up, and our community should be very proud and thankful for their efforts.
Got a rebound foul against Warren East. That's the team first. And a foul on Dane Parsley, football player. That's his first foul. Glad to have you with us, and here at go.prepspin.com, home of the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network, along with wbko.com/prepspin. And now on our Warren County Public Schools website, warrencountyschools.org. Every live stream is right there on the website. Great addition there, and just exposes this sports network like you want it to more people.
Well, Scott, we're very grateful to you and Mike for helping lead this effort. We obviously want to provide our student athletes with as many opportunities as possible, and this gives folks, grandparents, those out of town an opportunity to watch their loved ones compete, and we're just proud to be able to offer that. And of course tonight there was much discussion about whether we should have athletic events. We postponed school for the entire week, and our collective leadership, the high school, felt like it would be a good move for our community and our student athletes. So we're glad to be able to provide some semblance of normalcy, at least for tonight.
Foul on Will Faulkner of South Warren. That's his first, team second. Caleb Matlock to the line. He has 2 points, 0 for 1 from the line so far tonight. And, once that decision, I know it was initially announced as he hits the first one, closed Monday, Tuesday, but right away you saw the significance on Monday. There was no way you could open schools up for the rest of this week.
We were actually ready to go ahead and postpone it for the week Saturday, and spoke to the board. They were comfortable with it. The reason that we did not, after further discussion, we know that the best thing for our community in general is for kids to be in school, right? Yes. And especially with some of the social and emotional needs that are created as a result of a traumatic event such as this, that was the primary reason we wanted to hold off, just to see if that would be something we could do. But you're right. By Monday, it was pretty evident that we were going to be using our facilities as shelters, and we were going to have to provide those services in another avenue. And our staff have done that. Our student support services team has been out into homes, meeting with families, meeting with students to help, again, address their social and emotional needs.
Ty Price with that 3 down for South Warren. Then Trey Price for Warren East comes down, gets the charges first. That's the team second on Warren East, as we're at 3:48 first quarter, 10-5. South Warren leading over Warren East. Kyle Binge in his first year, Jason Holland coach over at South Warren. Some recognizable faces over there for South Warren. You got a former referee turned coach. You got a hooking right there, offensive foul. That'll be the second on Dane Parsley. His team's third. You got Will Jones, used to be a basketball official with these guys here. Now he's over there on the sideline. And I said, how can you be an official over here? He said, I got my shirt on underneath my. So, but Will was a longtime official, did multi-sports. So.
Yeah, he's great guy. Great with kids.
Yes, he is. His son plays at South Warren here, so naturally involved. 3:12 to go here in the first quarter. South Warren comes up for the steal. Leading the pass to Price, no good. Put up, however, by Faulkner. He gets his first points, and it's 12-5, a 7-point lead. Here comes the pressure by South Warren. East has only 2 players to score so far. Driving, there's Parsley. He took over as quarterback about 3 games in, and boy, what a difference for the football team of Warren East, and what a future they're going to have with him. There's Lincoln Lockhart with a 3. 15-5, 10-point lead. We'll see these guys get up and down the floor. And I know before the tornadoes hit, you like to get to as many athletic events. Have you seen either one of these teams before tonight?
You know, I have not. It was interesting. I was speaking to some of the players before the game and trying to learn a little more about the season. But it's been very difficult with so much going on. Obviously, we're still dealing with the pandemic as well. But it's exciting to be out here tonight to see our kids and see them having fun.
Well, I think it's good for their parents and family members to kind of get away for just a couple of hours of what's happened in the last week. Nice give, go up and in from Caleb Matlock. He's got 5 of the 7 for Warren East, but just to get away for a few minutes, you know, and just back to a normal night and then get back to carrying and doing whatever they need to do.
Absolutely.
And also the funds from the admission as the layup is good by Brandon Rowe, his first point, going to the relief effort. I think that was just awesome to take the gate money and apply it.
And again, that's just another example of our leadership wanting to step up, do the right thing, and help others.
Roger Duncan with the first points as he got it inside, put it off the glass, 17-9 at 8 points, South Warren advantage. And they did the same thing at Bowling Green tonight. Greenwood playing over there, a girl-boy doubleheader, and, you know, they're doing the same thing. And I think that's great, both school systems and having caring schools to do that. Here's Warren East with the rebound, going the other way. Mason Thompson gets it over to Andrews for 3. Isaiah Andrews' first points, and it's a 30-second timeout, 17-12. South Warren lead his cut to 5. This is going to be an ongoing, something you got to deal with for a while. I mentioned it to Matt Deaton earlier, but when your students and staff come back in early January, there's a lot that's still going to have to be dealt with because these students and these teachers know somebody that's been devastated by what's happened, and it's going to be just kind of touch and go for a while, isn't it?
It really will be. We know that we have more than 75 families that basically have lost everything, and that equates to roughly 160 plus students. And one can only imagine how difficult that will be on the students and those families to try to, again, get back on their feet and recover. And that's why we know it's going to be a situation where we need to be there for the long haul. It will not happen overnight, won't happen in weeks, and really won't happen in months.
Andrew Leinhart inside with a bucket off the glass for South Warren. He'll go the line to shoot 1. He's a 5'10 junior. There's a fouls on Caleb Matlock. That's his first, team's 4th. And the Warren County Public Schools Synergy Center has just been awesome in the past, but really, they're in the heartbeat. That's where those family resource people know what's needed in their specific areas.
No, absolutely, and I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Tony Langevin. She's just really an unbelievable individual. She's one of the primary stakeholders in this Energy Center. She was very instrumental in that partnership with Meyer, and to watch her coordinate all those efforts at our old Cumberland Trace Elementary this week, truly remarkable. She was making the decisions, and we were there just to help, and she did it willingly, voluntarily, and really just showed tremendous leadership in her own right in leading that effort.
Connor Doyle picks up the foul, team's fifth, his first. 2 seconds to go. First quarter, a 19-14 South Warren lead. Inbounds quickly. Jumper. Well, doesn't get it off in time. That's going to end the first quarter. It's 19-14. We'll stay right here as Warren County Public School Superintendent Rob Clayton is with us. And, you know, it's one of these things where you don't expect. It's hard to plan for. And then once you see what's happened, and I know it's touched your heart because I know you've got about 19,000 students that you care for, but to see when it's just a few that's really impacted, and we're very fortunate it was not worse than what it was.
No, you're absolutely right. We had that conversation again today. The fact that our facilities, for the most part, remained untouched, it enabled us to really focus all of our time, effort, and energy into serving these families. And had that not been the case, it would have been a far greater challenge. But again, it's been a collaborative effort, not only internally within Warren County Public Schools, but with emergency management, with Red Cross, our local law enforcement. We're truly blessed. We have some tremendous people that lead these organizations. They're about collaboration. They're about working together. And again, when you have that type of relationship, you can handle what might appear to be an insurmountable challenge and make the best of a very difficult situation.
What's the greatest need you are hearing right now based on everything that's come in today? Yes, the money's coming in, but what are you hearing are the greatest needs to help these students and family members that have been affected?
Well, right now, again, the supplies have been overwhelming. We feel very good about the majority of the supplies that we have received. We just know from a long-term standpoint, these families are going to need the monetary donations to help them with short-term housing. Eventually, it's going to need to shift to longer-term housing, transportation. Folks lost their vehicles because, again, it was total devastation. So the monetary donations will be significant. We're still collecting canned goods that are more the meal type goods. We have plenty of the alternative canned goods, what you would typically call the side items, but the protein canned meals, we know how important that is. And then international food. That's something that a lot of communities don't necessarily have to consider, but we know that a good percentage of our individuals are from the international community, and we want to provide them with international food and so forth. So again, we're getting those donations, and we'll continue to communicate that as best we can so people can help.
Gift cards are nice, but you know, it doesn't cover all those basic needs. You know, you can give, you know, some people money-wise, you know, they can go and do what they need to get. You know, they can shop where they need to shop. You know, as we got a foul before the shot here. But they want to go eat. They want to do something for their family that may not cover a gift card. And so that monetary comes in, you know.
Definitely.
You've got to be able to pay rent, you know, things like that. You've got to be able, as Connor Dole's second, team 6 on Warren East. But inside quickly for Lincoln Lockhart. He now has 7. 23-14, a 9-point advantage for South Warren, 6:40 here in the first half. But, yeah, that's a lot of people don't think about that international community, the influx that you have, you know, over 40 different nationalities, and a lot of them reside in that Moss, Warren Central area that, you know, their diet is different from yours and mine, that certain foods from their native country, that's what they that's what they eat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, the community's been great. I'll tell you, superintendent colleagues across the state have been phenomenal. Today we get a bus from Bullitt County, and actually I say a bus, but it was a semi-trailer. And the gentleman, when I was speaking with him, he said that they were bringing one, but one high school filled up that semi-truck and said there's 2 more on the way. And just, again, to have that outpouring support. And then, of course, this is the holiday season, so we know that some of these families lost gifts that they would be sharing with each other when the holiday comes around. And we now have entities across the state that are packaging presents, wrapping them, and are going to have them here within the next few days that we can distribute them for the holidays.
Well, not only was Warren County Public Schools, but, you know, you go and look at Dawson Springs, you look at Mayfield and the support they're getting, and I know they were hit because they're smaller communities. I think they were hit so much worse than what we were here. Absolutely.
We, the public probably doesn't know this, but we've sent 2 of our buses to Mayfield to help them out because they did. They lost their entire fleet. We sent an entire semi-truck of waters there. We were made aware that their water supply had been interrupted, and actually reached out to the superintendent, Joe Henderson, earlier today to inquire, did they need another one? We were prepared to send another semi-truck full of water to Mayfield, but he said they were in a good position right now. Of course, they're facing the same thing that we do, and that is limited storage and so forth. But we just want our community to stay with us in the long haul, because, again, it's going to be a long road of recovery for many of these families.
Your bus drivers and your transportation department, from the beginning, they're out going, bringing people for shelter in, taking them back during the day. They're delivering meals, and it's just great as Brandon Rowe gets his 4th point. But to see the bus loads of food going out, and no questions asked, handing out meals.
Absolutely. One of our drivers lost his entire business and showed up for work on Monday. And that just, again, speaks volumes of the quality of our people.
Trey Price for Warren East with the steal, lay in.
But I would also add that our transportation director, Chip Jenkins, when he saw that, he sent him home. Said, go take care of your business. We've got enough help. So, again, just that spirit of teamwork, spirit of cooperation, it's truly special.
9 now for Lincoln Lockhart, 29-18. South won by 11, 5:10 to go here in the first half. Rob Clayton, the Warren County Public Schools superintendent, is here. It's been a whirlwind week for him. Jumper no good by Merle. Rebound. Here comes South Warren. And this evening for you, a chance to step away from the hecticness and just be a superintendent and a supporter is a break you kind of needed, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. My favorite part of being in this role is watching our kids perform, whether it's in athletics, on the stage, out in the community, you name it. Those are the most enjoyable parts. And again, we're happy to be able to provide a little sense of normalcy tonight, because again, tomorrow will be another day of daunting challenges as we try to help these families recover.
Well, there's really no time off for a superintendent, and I know you don't take much time off, but especially with everything going on now as Brandon Rowe, and just to get a few hours away, just to see this community and see people just come out and supporting these student athletes here. That's what it's all about, is they need this relief too, to come out and perform.
Absolutely. We're a community school, and so we're about our community, and when our community's in need, we want to be there to provide those supports. And of course, the pandemic showed that. It brought, I think, to the forefront that we're willing to feed any and all. We're willing to provide those basic needs to any and all. And in that way, Scott, it really prepared us for this past week. Our food service mobilized for lunch on Saturday before I even knew it. I mean, again, Kelly Holt just showing tremendous leadership and implemented that right away. And I went in and later this afternoon and saw some of our food service people over at Jennings Creek. And, of course, you know, they're taking care of our first responders. And we're going to make that transition tonight at midnight. But we didn't know this until conversation with the Red Cross. But their national organization said this is not normal. You know,
wow.
We've used school facilities, but for the school to step in and immediately start feeding the families
before they got here. Before they got. And so what we learned, Scott, is whoever mobilizes first is going to take on a lot of responsibility and accountability. And our school folks were the ones to first mobilize. There's 2 straight threes by Trey Price for Warren East. He has 8, 31-24. East back to within 7. 3:35 here in the first half, and I have seen pictures where Red Cross is here now delivering meals out of their vehicles because I don't know where they have to send them from, and then they have to put things together. But, you know, it's not always easy to get to something within a couple of hours.
No, you're absolutely right. And how about this? We had food trucks coming from Illinois.
Yes.
Just showing up. I spoke to one of them last night at Cumberland Trace, and I just had to ask once I realized that I just assumed they were from Bowling Green, or at least in our immediate area. And so I asked him, what made you come down here? And he just said, we saw it on TV and said we need to help. That's, again, the human spirit. Today, I spoke with another vendor from Nashville. Had 700 meals, wanting to know where to go. And I explained to him that our local businesses have been phenomenal in providing meals. And so they were taking them out into the community to just, again, provide a warm meal to whomever.
And I know a lot of legislators have probably reached out. Hopefully they've reached out, lending their support and what they can do to help out.
Well, our governor was tremendous in being able to declare the state of emergency immediately Saturday morning. And Lieutenant Governor came into town yesterday and toured the site at Old Cumberland Trace. And then tomorrow the governor's coming in, and he wants to visit Jennings Creek before the Western U of L basketball game.
That's Joel Davis getting his 4th point, 33-24 now. There's Isaiah Andrews. He's going to get a little bump there from Joel Davis, his first. Be the team's 8th on South Warren, and that will put at the line Isaiah Andrews. He's got 5. This will be his first free throw attempts of the night. Girls game earlier, South Warren opened up with a 62-35 victory over Warren East. Something the athletic directors voted on. They're starting these district doubleheaders at 5:30. Regular games are going to be at 6, but for this season, of course, going through COVID last year, little or no fans, and now it's where you can open the doors and let them all in.
This is great. Yeah, it's great to see more people coming into our gymnasiums. Of course, we tried to provide those opportunities throughout the pandemic, but tonight it's great to see this turnout.
Tough where you had to limit the number of fans. Last year at each school, you could only have so many fans in attendance for so long that, you know, people kind of feel like they lost their freedom, but you had to do for the safety.
Absolutely. There was so much unknown early on, and now when you reflect back, it almost seems like it was a decade ago. So much has evolved, and you know, each day was truly a challenge. And when you do that day after day, week after week, month after month, it wears on everyone.
Both free throws by Joel Davis, 34-26. You know, and of course, a lot of the schools are starting to follow the Warren County Public Schools lead about the mask mandate. That you made those decisions, and you know, and it's worked out where those numbers have been, you know, basically contained.
No, it absolutely has. We've still maintained many of our other safety mitigation strategies and protocols. I had a superintendent earlier today, Jonathan Jett, call me from Perry County, and he mentioned his board was wanting to follow the same protocol, so I shared everything with him. But I think you'll see in time that that's the best way to move ahead. We have to move on, and even though this virus is going to be with us for the long haul, perhaps forever, like other viruses.
Foul on Andrew Linhart. That's his first. That's the team 8th against South Warren. Isaiah Andrews averaging 25 a game at the line. He has 7. Make it 8 now. He's 3 for 3 at the free throw line.
He is a good-looking young man.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
Watched him, I guess, I don't know, is this year 3 at the varsity level?
Yes,
it seems
sir.
like 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's a junior. He's a junior, yes, sir. He's coming on.
Yep,
he's kind of a leadership role there for Kyle Binge. Down 4 quickly. South Warren wastes no time getting the floor down. Ball down the floor. Turnover. East into the corner. That's Connor Doyle looking to get it back out. Minute 54 to go here in the first half. 34-30. South Warren by 4. Raced out to a little lead. Now it's been cut down by Warren East. And we appreciate you all bearing with us and letting us tell some of the things from the Warren County Public Schools side and sharing, and I think people are glad to hear that. As a left-handed layup by, Trey Colson. His first points, and it's a 2-point game at 34-32. But, this is something that we're going to live with for a while, this memory. And it stays with South Warren, the East fans wanting the ball back. But this will take a while. The healing process will take a while. People got to rebuild. Bus routes. I mean, going through these areas. I mean, that's going to be something you got to figure out. Do the bus routes have to be changed?
Yeah, we're going to have to make some modifications. And the big challenge there is we're already stretched thin with the number of drivers. We still have unfilled routes, so drivers picking up 2 and 3 routes, and now these families are going to be displaced. Of course, as you know, we're going to do everything we can not to further disrupt their education. We're going to go pick them up at their new place and bring them back to their original school.
Connor Doyle for 3. East has now taken a 35-34 lead with 45 seconds to go here in the first half. What looked like it was going to be South Warren maybe easing out to a nice little lead. Here comes Warren East right back. Ty Price has 10 now. He'll go to the line to shoot 1. There's a foul charge to Trey Price of Warren East. That's his second. Team's 10th on Warren East. This is Ty Price, a 6-foot freshman for South Warren. Looks like he's got a bright future just based on what we've seen here in the first half.
Absolutely, highly skilled young man, and I'll tell you, the intensity's picked up now. It's you can tell I think everybody's been missing this, and it's going to be interesting.
30 seconds to go in the first half, and of course, first time I think we've gotten the chance to talk to you to congratulate South Warren on the state football 5A championship.
Another remarkable run. Brandon Smith and his coaching staff and talented team, obviously, but you could have never convinced me they would win 3 state championships about 2021. I mean, it's truly one of the more amazing coaching jobs, the building of a program in the state. It started from nothing, as you know, and that you don't see that very often. Even Frederick Douglass, fairly new school,
yes,
but
newer than South Warren.
Newer than South Warren, but I can tell you the way that transitioned out for them, they were immediately competitive. You can't say that with South Warren. South Warren was not even competitive fielding a JV program, from what I understand.
Started out with a JV program for 2 years.
That's right. And
Mark Nelson, the coach there, now at Warren Central.
So you really built this program from the ground up. Of course, Mark Nelson, as you mentioned, tremendous gentleman, tremendous coach. Got the program off the ground, and then Brandon really has taken it to not just another level, but an unbelievable level.
15 seconds to go in the first half. A 2-point lead by South Warren. East with the ball. 6 seconds to go. Lob, alley-oop, and we got a foul underneath. They tried to lob it in there to Isaiah Andrews. I thought Caleb Matlock for a second was taking a 3, but he was lobbing it for Andrews for that emphatic dunk there, and he got fouled.
that was going to be special. You don't see that at the high school level very often.
I was talking with East Assistant Principal Kyle Yates before. He said, we can't make a dunk in pregame. I said, well, maybe they're saving it for the game.
No doubt.
They were trying there, weren't they?
Yeah.
Isaiah Andrews, well, he is 5 for 5 from the free throw line. 10 points here in the first half. Got them both. 37 all tie. 2-1 at the buzzer, and it will not count. Wave off the three. Kerry Winders right here says the shot did not get off in time. They talk about it. He says, nope, that was his call. 37 apiece. Stick around a couple more minutes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Rob Clayton, Superintendent of Warren County Public Schools, will join us. We'll let our great advertisers have a little break. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank and Trust is that they are large enough to serve your banking needs, but small enough to know you.
We want to know our bank gives back to the community.
When I call my bank, I want to talk to a real person.
Yes, we need a local banker that we can depend on.
Franklin Bank and Trust wants to keep banking personal. That's why all of our banking decisions are made at the local level. That's what you do in a hometown bank. You put people first.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be, for generations to come.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
Welcome back to South Warren. Scott Thompson, Mike Cleff, and Warren County Public Schools Superintendent Rob Clayton. Update you, Bowling Green leads Greenwood in the boys game at halftime, 36-22 in 14th district action. Here tonight, well, pretty even, 37-37. You like what you saw here in this first half, didn't you?
Absolutely. Two very competitive teams, well coached. I think both of these coaches will build strong programs here, and that's exciting because I know that's what our athletes deserve, and certainly their families want to see. And as superintendent, that's what we want: competitive programs that our kids can not only learn how to win, but also how you bounce back from defeat, right?
Yes.
And so exciting.
You've had a week. It's been right at a week now. Everything you've seen, what stands out, I guess maybe the most, your impressions or reflecting on this past week? What are your thoughts now that you've had this full week of everything that's happened?
It would all be based around the human spirit, Scott. Just, again, example after example of people wanting to get involved, wanting to help, doing it unsolicited. I mean, we've had to run people out. I had to go to administrators and and say you got to leave. And that's something we're monitoring. Now think about what I just said. We're monitoring our staff, a lot of our leaders, to make sure that they're taking care of themselves, right?
Right.
But the stories, and they're going to come out, we'll share them because I think it's important that our community know some of the things that have happened behind the scenes that, again, just speaks volumes about not just our school organization, but the entire community. It has truly been a collaborative effort, and it's something that's going to stay with us forever. We'll never forget the acts of kindness, the acts of generosity, and it's my hope, because you mentioned something earlier, it's been a very polarizing time. It's been a polarizing time to be an educator of all things as well, which, again, 10 years ago, you could have never convinced me that we would experience that. But I think, if anything, it's going to bring us closer together. I think it's going to elevate the education profession. We're very fortunate that this profession draws the very best of humankind, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And that makes situations like this more manageable, because we're starting with the right ingredients, for lack of a better description.
I've probably never told you this, but when I went to college, my initial goal was to be a teacher and coach.
Does not surprise me.
That was my initial plan. That changed.
Yeah, well, and probably changed for the wrong reason. But the reality is that doesn't surprise me, because I've seen you work with our kids. And, if you're passionate about kids, there's an opportunity for you in education, right?
Yes.
And you show that, and that's one of the reasons, and I've shared this with you earlier, but one of the reasons I was so tickled that you were interested in doing this, because I knew you would do it for the right reasons.
You got it. Yes,
and,
sir.
You have my ultimate respect, you and Mike, and again, just appreciate you taking the time. This is a lot of time that you put into this to showcase our students, to give them those opportunities. And opportunities are core to what we want for our kids and our staff.
Yeah, and I hated we had to, because of the events and the cancellations, that we missed our first wrestling match this week. We have another one scheduled in January, and if the dates correlate, we will pick up that wrestling match that we were going to do. We've got a swimming match, meet coming up in January. The exposure that these student athletes would not normally get, that's what we're trying to do. And then next year, as we get our first full year in, we're getting our Wi-Fi situated. We'll be able to expand and have more coverage. But before you leave, I want to mention that former Warren Central graduate, now currently with the New York Jets, George Fant, his wife Chastity Fant, the fundraising efforts they're leading are far from here, but yet they're helping out their local community.
Absolutely. George is a tremendous ambassador for his family, first and foremost, but certainly for Warren County Public Schools and Warren Central High School. And it's really neat to see him always come back, want to help students in our community. And that does not surprise me. In fact, I fully expected that. That's the type of person he is. And, of course, we know Mom and Dad, and they obviously raised a tremendous young man, but it's not hard to see why when you meet Mom and Dad, right?
You got it. You know it.
Apple
Exactly.
Did not fall too far from the tree at all. So, yeah, we're very thankful and grateful to George. And, again, we'll get these stories out, because there's not enough time to cover them all tonight. I can promise you that.
I know. Well, I appreciate you spending the first half with us. You need a little time to go be Rob Clayton for a little bit, and thanks for wearing your superintendent hat, being here, sharing what we need, and the ongoing success stories of help. And just thank you for your leadership of what you're doing to open up the schools and for the community.
Well, you're way too kind, Scott. Appreciate that very much. And, again, just appreciate everybody coming together. And we'll get through this, and we'll show our community that we're going to wrap our arms around our families and help them get up each and every day and rebuild. So
go enjoy the second half.
Thank
Go
you
be a
much.
fan. Go be a fan.
It's an honor to be with you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Appreciate
Rob Clayton, Warren County Public Schools Superintendent. Second half on the way, a 37-all tie. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank and Trust is that they are large enough to serve your banking needs, but small enough to know you.
We want to know our bank gives back to the community.
When I call my bank, I want to talk to a real person.
Yes, we need a local banker that we can depend on.
Franklin Bank and Trust wants to keep banking personal. That's why all of our banking decisions are made at the local level. That's what you do in a hometown bank. You put people first.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bigger isn't always best. The best things often come in small packages. At a huge law firm, ask, will you meet with the top attorney? Probably not. At Flora Tubman Stewart, you will meet with the top attorney. Yes, bigger isn't always best. So when you pick the best lawyer, pick the one who will be answering your calls, meeting with you, getting you the top settlement. Injured in an accident? Call the best. I'm Flora Templeton Stewart.
Well, that's my head. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Warren County Public Schools Superintendent Rob Clayton, for joining us. You know, we could probably go on and on about everything, and he and I talked about that during that break there, that, you know, so much we could still talk about, but let's give you a half of basketball, let you take a deep breath, and we got 37-all tie, Warren East and South Warren. East with possession. Trey Price, Caleb Matlock now driving Connor Doyle. Man-to-man defense by South Warren. Both these teams like to get up and down the floor. Here's the three from Connor Doyle. His second three of the night. He has 6. 40-37. East, I think that's about their second lead of the night. Jason Holland across the way with his hands out, talking to one of his players. Ty Price. And a timeout, South Warren. They are going to take a 30-second timeout. As you get a good look at the crowd, you see over there, that's their first timeout, I believe, that they have called. But just can't thank enough the people like the Dusty Croft teacher here and the money he's raised. Just, you know, an individual felt compelled. You know, the Rob Claytons and his staff. I mean, we could probably talk to everybody on the staff. I saw another one of the executive staff members here tonight. You know, it's just amazing. Thank you, community. Thank you, those wherever you're watching. Help is going to be needed for quite a while. We hopefully will be able to give you a couple of times a week a little relief from all this stuff going on and let these student athletes be student athletes. Ty Price puts it in. He has 13 now. Warren East with a 1-point lead at 40-39. Driving in the lane, and it bounces out from Caleb Matlock, and a foul on South Warren. Will Faulkner, that'll be his third, team's first here in the second half. Fourteenth district opener for both teams. Warren East came in 3-2, South Warren 1-2. Inside, and it goes out of bounds as Isaiah Andrews there on the block, lost his footing, and it goes out of bounds. South Warren brings it up. Thanks for watching us here on our Go.Prep Spin platform out, powered by Mingy Beef Jerky. Also, WBKO.com/PrepSpin, and also the Warren County Public Schools website, warrencountyschools.org. Many ways to watch these sporting events. Baseline, off the glass, that is good. Joel Davis now with 8. He averages 8 a game. 41-40, South Warren back up by 1. They got a foul inside. That's Luke Burton, his second, team second here in the second half. Correction, that's his third, okay. South Warren girls won the opener 62-35 over Warren East. We got us a good one here. 1-point game, 6:18 to go third quarter. Three-pointer is off the mark by Trey Price. East comes up with a rebound. That was Caden Merle. I'm sorry, that's Connor Doyle with it. Give to Matt Locke underneath, the little scoop. He's got 13. 42-41. East by 1. Andrew Leonard. Lob inside, or rather a pass inside there for Joel Davis. Coming around behind him, Trey Colson touches it out of bounds to South Warren. Back with you on January the 4th will be our next live stream. Shot partially blocked by Trey Colson. He has it down floor. Left side, Isaiah Andrews driving on the baseline, backs up. 15-footer fadeaway, it's no good. South the other way, going up for the shot. Andrew Leonard, or Leinhardt. South Warren at Greenwood will be our next live stream on the 4th of January. That'll be our first look at Greenwood. Well, the top-ranked teams in the state, top 10 team so far, according to several rankings. That foul, Colson, his first, team's first, second half. Andrew Leonard, Leinhardt. Gets the free throw. He has 3 tonight. Second one's good. He has 4. So Leinhardt now with 4. 5:25 in the third quarter. Connor Doyle, middle of the floor. Isaiah Andrews down the left side of the lane. Got a little shove before he got the shot off. And that'll be on Joel Davis, his second, team's third here in the second half against South Warren. East ball to the left of their backboard. Matt Locke, Trey Price. 2-3 zone here by South Warren. They've been primarily man-to-man first half, but switch to that 2-3. Matt Locke, 15 out, no. Rebound, Rowe. He goes the other way for South Warren in the lane. He gets hammered, going up for a shot. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Doyle, that's his third, team second for Warren East. Rowe, 2 for 3 in the first half, 6 points. He'll shoot 2 here. Seven now. (44-42) South Warren. Missed the second one. Andrews with a rebound for Warren East. He averages about 8 rebounds a contest. Down floor quickly. Colson driving in the lane, and that's going to be a charge. Trey Colson, that'll be his second, team's third. He thought he had got set up for the block. Or he thought it was a block on South Warren. Instead, he gets called for the charge. Rowe. Left side driving, that's Price. Throws it away. The other way, turns, spins, Colson. Matlock underneath, in traffic, puts it up and in. Matlock now with 15. 44 all tie the other way, quickly And Lincoln Lockhart had his shot blocked. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be South Warren ball. Rowe on the left wing. Turns inside, in the front. No, put back up and in by Linehart. Linhart, that's 6 for him. 46-44. Almost an easy bucket there. Pass deflected, but Matlock's right there. Can't get the shot to fall. Tipped out of there. Price the other way. 3 is off the mark. And we got a kick over there. Subs get in. 46-44. South Warren leading Warren East by 2. Underneath, jumper no good by Merle. 46-44. 3:08 to go in the third quarter. Top of the key, Rowe. He'll take it. 3, Brandon Rowe. 10 now for him. 49-44. Underneath, Parsley. Brandon Rowe got a big arm on him. His second, team's 4th. A 5-point lead, been nip and tuck. It's tied at the half, and now it's nip and tuck. Come on in here. I've finally been able to track him down and finally get Warren East principal Jonathan Vincent on, and free throw up by Dane Parsley. Hey, thanks for coming over. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, Scott. Appreciate you having me over.
You know, I know it didn't directly impact Warren East, but I know you and your staff have been directly involved in helping, haven't you?
We have. I mean, it didn't, like I said, directly involve our kids, our community. It didn't hit us head on, but we have several that live out that way where the tornado did hit, so we were been checking on them quite a bit, but you know, we wanted to anything we could do to help out, so we've kind of been helping with all the donations and trying to fundraise and trying to do everything we can as well to help out those that were impacted a little heavier than our community.
Luke Burton got the bucket, and then the foul on Andrew Goley, his second, team's 5th, and it's been a total team effort. You know, you put school aside, it's Warren County Public Schools people that, as the bucket goes in by Caleb Matlock. So, you know, it didn't matter whether you're East, North Warren, Cumberland Trace, whatever. Everybody's impacted that's involved with the school system.
I mean, you're exactly right. We're Warren East High School, but we're all Warren County Public Schools. We're all the state of Kentucky. So our hearts went out to everybody that was involved, hit head on.
3 from Caleb Matlock. Boy, he's got 9 second half, 20 in the game, and we're tied at 51 and a timeout taken. How quick did your people react on Saturday to start helping?
Well, it was one of those things. It was one of the worst days of my life, to be honest with you, because I was actually in Denver when everything hit. I was at the NIAAA conference presenting, and I was on the phone with everybody first thing in the morning, and we had several teachers that were driving to certain ones' houses that had gotten a text. I mean, it didn't hit our community, Warren East, in that Smiths Grove, Oakland area and all that head on, but we did have several that did lose their homes, that were affected straight on, and so our teachers were out working with them. We had one teacher that had his house damaged so bad he couldn't live in it, so we had teachers going over to help them, students over to help him in his house. So it was early. I mean, it was early. It was probably even through the night that they were communicating with each other, and not only just our school, like you said, we're Warren County Public Schools, so we were already trying to help Jennings Creek. We're trying to help Warren Central and Moss and anybody else affected. So everybody got started on it pretty quick, basically as soon as it happened.
What has been your take of everything that's happened? What have you seen from your eyes, not being directly impacted, but having something, but, give us your thoughts of the last week.
It's always tough to see anything happen like that. It goes back almost like 9/11. Anytime there's tragedy and everything that's happened, but the way this community, Bowling Green, has come together, and Warren County and the surrounding counties, and I was out there working yesterday and today. People from Illinois, Minnesota, Georgia, driving up, driving down to help out and help give what they can. It's been amazing to see everybody come together. There is no Warren East, South Warren, Greenwood, Warren Central today and yesterday. We're Warren County, and everybody's working hand in hand, side by side, to do what's best for everybody involved.
Turnover goes to Warren East. Being a former athletic director, transitioning into principal. We're so happy you got the job, and you know that. But what's been the difference for you? It's more challenging, isn't it?
I tell you what, there's a lot of people say you can't be a coach and be an AD. You can't be AD, be an administrator. That trained me for this job, because my 2 years.
Caleb Matlock is on fire. Second three of this quarter.
My 2 years as principal at Warren East High School, we've gone through COVID, masks, now the tornado. It's one thing after another. We prepare for one thing, prepare for everyday school, then we go virtual. We're virtual, then we're hybrid. We're hybrid, and then we're back at home. So we've trained for everything. So being able to adjust, being able to plan, to be able to react, that things I learned as an AD has helped me be a principal. But it's been an adjustment. But like I said, I've enjoyed it. I still enjoy coming to these games and watching more now than working as I was used to. But like tonight's been fun. It's been a good ball game. It's good to see Warren County students come out and just compete and get their minds off of everything going on for just a little while and just play ball again. Enjoy being kids again.
And parents and just fans
enjoying it.
Just to get away for a couple hours.
You're exactly right. So this has been fun to watch, no matter what way the game ends. It's been fun just to be out, have our minds on something different for just a little while.
Trey Price with his 10th point here in the final seconds of the third quarter. 56-53, Warren East on top. We're going to keep it right here as Jonathan Vincent, the principal out at Warren East. Now, was your school used for anything in the last week, or is it just mainly your staff and the resources of your people involved?
It's pretty neat. I sent out an email. Of course, I was in Denver, but I just said, hey, we need to contact all 950 of our kids, make sure they're fine, see what they need. And I had about 40 or 50 people show up Monday there at work, and they divided all 950, started making phone calls. So we had a lot there. We had community, Mr. Matlock with Papa John's giving us food and different things. But we were out right then, driving out, making sure they had food. But like I said, we're Warren County Public Schools. We're a family, but Bowling Green High School, they needed some place with some internet. We had some of their central office people working out of our school on Monday and Tuesday. So it was used mainly for us, but if others needed it, we had it open. We had our youth service center open, and we were there for whatever was needed.
Well, and you didn't have to host like Matt Deaton here at the middle school here and the Jenny Hesters,
right.
Because the location here is so much easier access to Jennings Creek, Moss, Warren Central than at East. And I know you know them real well and the type of people they are.
Wonderful people. And like I said, kudos to South Warren County for opening this up, getting the ball rolling on that, because I know they didn't have power in several other areas. But my assistant principals come out here and they talk about how organized it was and everything that Mr. Deaton and Miss Hester and her crew and everybody had done to kind of get everything open and ready. And that kind of got the ball rolling, gave us a little head start on what was needed in the community, and kind of set us going in the right direction. So, yeah, absolutely. Big kudos to South Warren and everything they did.
Calm, cool heads.
Absolutely. And that starts from the top. I'll give Mr. Clayton credit for everything because he gets us all ready for those kinds of situations, and he prepares us. He does a heck of a job.
You can't prepare for what happened a week ago as South Warren's Luke Burton gets his 4th point. We got some ball game, 56-55, and I know you guys like to see what Kyle Benj has done here at Warren East in the early going and the future for the basketball program here.
You know, Mr. Benz, Coach Benz wasn't anybody on our radar when the job come open, and Coach Combs, of course, he took the AD job full time. But Coach Benz has been he's been a godsend for us, and has done a heck of a job, and really has these boys playing very, very hard. They kind of bought in so far to what he's trying to do. A very mild-mannered guy. You meet him outside or watch him teach. When we hired him, I was like, I hope he gets fired up when he coaches. And Tommy Compton said, you should have seen the way he played. He'll be fine coaching, and he is. He's fired up, and the boys, they pay attention. But I just love it. Mr. Clayton said that a while ago. Look how hard both these teams are playing. And like I said, it's great to see.
At the line is Caden Merle. Hits the first one. His first points of the night. Of course, we've seen Dane Parsley, the freshman who took over the quarterback football team. And, boy, what a difference he made in that football program.
He did. I mean, I'll be the first to say when I saw him, I was like, I don't know if we're ready for a freshman quarterback, but he turned some heads there just that first game or two. And I mean, he's a true gamer. He's one of those that, I mean, he wants to win, and he plays hard 24/7. You see it on the basketball court. So he's got a good, big future and nice career ahead of him, both basketball and football.
Brandon Rowe with the bucket. 8 point here in the second half, has 14 in the game as he gets bumped. And he'll go to the line to shoot one. Trey Price, his third, team's fourth. We're visiting with Jonathan Vincent. He's the principal out at Warren East High School. We tried to get him on at football, but he's too busy.
I big timed you a little bit, didn't I? My bad.
I knew I'd get you at some point. I wasn't worried about you.
We go back a long ways, guys.
Yes, we do. We're going to take a 1-minute break. You stick around a couple more minutes.
I can.
All right, Jonathan Vincent with us, Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And a moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
Back here tonight, Mike Cleff on the camera, zooming in on a couple of guys lacking of hair. As you see Jonathan Vincent there to my left, principal at Warren East. Scott Thompson with you. Glad there he is. Just glad to have you on here, and I know you've settled in out there, boy. You know, when you took over, you all the COVID, and then you've got this going on, and just the everyday of being a principal. It's almost 24/7, isn't it?
It is, and one of the best things about like you're saying, we've had so many changes, and prepare for one thing and it changes to something different. The best consistent thing through all of it have been our kids. The kids have been wonderful. They're the most resilient part of what we've dealt with the last 2 years. And, I mean, whatever we tell them to do, hey, they do it. No issues at all. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Come 2 days a week, come 4 days a week, come 5 days a week, stay home. And they're good either way.
Nice no-look pass inside to Brandon Rowe. 60-58. Good competitive basketball game here in this 14th district opener for both schools.
It is. And like I said, it's great to see. It's good to see them competing and giving everything they've got. They've been kind of in their houses for a few days, so they're ready to play tonight.
Andrews misses a couple of shots. We'll go back to the line to shoot two. Now, when the decision was made to postpone games, were the schools allowed to practice any this week?
Voluntarily. It's almost like a snow day type thing. Hey, you want to practice? If they can come in, great. If they don't want to come in, that's fine. And we did that. I mean, the focus should be, as it was, on the ones that have had the tragedy, those that have had the loss. But at the same time, the kids need to be with each other. They need to be with their friends. They need to be with their mentors, people that will help them get through this as well, because they had friends. They had family members that lost things. So it was good to see them just be able to get with their coaches and be with each other.
Now, tonight, all the gate going to tornado disaster relief. And I think that was a great gesture to do that. You know, all the money coming at the gate, and if people give extra, you know, that's going straight to help out.
I'm with you 100%. I thought it was a great idea. Kudos again to South Warren, Nick Lowe, Jenny Hester for making that call, because every bit helps. And I saw that today. I mean, people, like I said, they were donating items as they come through the line. Some of them would give cash, some of them would give gift cards. And there's a plan for every single thing, every dime, every cent, every item that's raised. There's a plan for all of it, and it's all going to go to a wonderful, great cause that's going to help all these people that are in need. And there's a lot of them that are in need.
Isaiah Andrews hits both free throws. He has 13 now. We're tied at 60. We've got about 6 minutes remaining in the game. South Warren with the ball, taking on Warren East. And this is going to be a long process, even though, you know, as you said, you had a teacher to lose stuff, and, you know, maybe a couple students that were impacted by this. But even the students that had nothing happen, you know, it's still going to impact them in the long term, you know, when you come back in January to deal with something like this, because they know somebody or may have known somebody who unfortunately passed away, or some of those family members.
You're exactly right. Teachers and staff and students, the ones I've talked to, I'm fine, thank you for checking. My aunt lost everything, or my friend lost everything. So we all know somebody that lost something or that lost quite a bit. So it will affect them for a while. It's going to take a good while to rebuild, but one thing that we know is this town, this community, this county will rebuild. We'll be back stronger than ever. And that's part because we got great leaders. We got a great community. We got great partnerships, great businesses that will help us to get back in the right direction.
Caden Merle with his 4th point on that left side. One-hander in the lane. Price misses. Rebound by Trey Colson. And that'll be a foul on Ty Price, his first, team's 8th. And just seeing the monetary donations come in today. Every time I was checking social media, $10,000 here, $10,000 here, $25,000, and then, you know, $64,000 from a small business. You know, that just tugs at your heart to see how these businesses are giving back.
You're exactly right, and that was great to see. I mean, ate there before we came to the game, my son and I. And, I mean, that tugs at the heartstrings. It really does. And these people that are able to give that much, they're giving everything they can. But I'll tell you one thing. I was sitting there working the line today over at the old Cumberland Trace, and this little lady come in, old beat-up vehicle, and she brought out some towels and some wash rags, and she goes, please give this to whoever needs it. And I was like, we'll take care of it. And she pulled out her wallet, and it's just a few dollars. She goes, I don't have much, but please. And the tears just coming down. That's what it's all about. And whether you can give 100,000 or you can give 10 pennies,
yeah, exactly.
Whatever you can give, people are willing to do that right now. That shows what true humanity is. And everything that goes wrong in the world the last couple of years, and this tornado and deaths and COVID and masks and politics, however it is, things like what we saw today. And I had about 100 kids, about 50 or so staff members out working today, people working together. There's a silver lining in a lot of things that we've seen the last few days, and there's some hope. There's some hope for the future, and we're going to be all right. We're going to be strong.
This world, as I mentioned to Rob and Matt, there's a lot of negativity in this world, and you know, and it seems to be at times negativity around schools. But this right here shows you when you have teams. You know, I saw on social media, you know, coach posting, our scheduled time is this. You know, and I'm sure the whole team has showed up, those that can, that were not impacted. And I don't know how many of your student athletes or just students in general have done it, but, you know, hats off to them for taking the initiative, and whether it's stacking water or, you know, collecting. And I think there was a couple of South Warren teams there this morning when I made a drop-off. And I know just trying to coordinate that tells you there is a whole lot of good in this world.
There's a lot of athletes, both South Warren and Warren East, that are playing here tonight that were out there for several hours at Cumberland Trace today, helping lift all the water and put all the items and organize and help people get things out of vehicles. So again, kudos to Warren East, kudos to Warren County, South Warren High School for doing whatever they can to help out all those in need.
And I'm sure they didn't talk any smack either about the game tonight. I'm sure they were all focused.
There's a reason why they gave South Warren 8-10 and Warren East 12-2, but they may have mixed up a little bit along the way. But you know, game wasn't even talking about. There were bigger things today, and
awesome.
kids know how to put things in perspective. Coaches know as well. Yeah, big game tonight. Whoever wins, wins. But today it was all about something bigger at hand.
Yeah, and it will be for quite a while.
Yep.
For a couple hours, we'll be opponents, but afterwards, we're all in this together.
We're Warren County. You're exactly right.
There is Merle with a steal. Down 4 for Doyle. Rowe gets it back and throws it out of bounds. I know you want to get back over with your folks over there at Warren East, but thanks for coming over and just sharing the Warren East side. I appreciate it. Just to hear that, it's not just South Warren helping, Warren Central. And it's not just Greenwood, but it's Warren East. It's everybody.
I appreciate you having me on, but you're exactly right. We are one family. We're Warren County Public Schools, and when one's down, we lost a student a few months back, and all these schools were helping us through that situation, and we're there to do the same thing, and we'll do whatever we can to help anybody.
Well, I appreciate it. I know long road to go, but have a Merry Christmas, you and your family. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate you. Mr. Clef, appreciate you, Mr. Clef.
He can't hear you, but I'll let him know. There's a three-pointer up by Lincoln Lockhart. And we've got a timeout. 64-63, East by 1. You're watching Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
After the timeout, 3:46 remaining to go in the game. 64-63, East by 1 over South Warren. Been a good game. Now South Warren picks them up about three-quarters court. There's a steal off the deflection. South Warren. Just appreciate everybody just willing to step in last moment. I saw Jonathan Vincent, sent him a text, asked him to join us over here, and graciously came over. And we appreciate everybody bearing with us tonight, hearing the support and the stories and what's needed to continue in this disaster relief. East with the ball. They have a 1-point lead as we near the 3-minute mark. Right in front of us, Merle. As South Warren's defense spread out, hustling. Merle hustles in to get the missed shot. Nice crowd on hand tonight for this 14th district opener for both teams. South Warren girls won the opening contest. In the lane, Price, and he's going to get called for the charge, I believe. Setting up was Andrew Linhart. Price, that's his fourth, team's fifth. He's still down on the floor. He hit the floor hard. As Coach Kyle Binge and his staff. Trainer Larry Starnes out there. Hopefully just the wind knocked out of him. And he's grabbing that right knee. As you get a good look at Superintendent Rob Clayton in the end zone, talking with some of the administrators. You know, what they've been through and being able to share a laugh over there as he's talking with Amy Ground, a retired principal. Come back out of retirement to help out at Warren East for a little while as assistant principal. While they're working on him, we're going to step out and take a break. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Bigger isn't always best. The best things often come in small packages. At a huge law firm, ask, will you meet with the top attorney? Probably not. At Flora Tubman Stewart, you will meet with the top attorney. Yes, bigger isn't always best. So when you pick the best lawyer, pick the one who will be answering your calls, meeting with you, getting you the top settlement. Injured in an accident? Call the best. I'm Flora Templeton Stewart.
All right, Price up. There's maybe just a little minor bruise or something. He's over there. They're checking on him, but he was able to get up and walk off the floor. They get everything cleaned up from where the perspiration. 2:40 to go in the game. Warren East by 1, 64-63. South Warren with the ball. They back things out, spread it out. Maybe try to get a little isolation here. 15-foot jumper on the right side's off the mark by Ty Price. Here comes Warren East. East. Colson in the corner. And we've got a 30-second timeout across the way. As we appreciate everybody and for being on with us here tonight, just sharing. We appreciate the kind comments that shared about our sports network. Appreciate Matt Deaton and his kind comments. We're just heartbreaking and heartwarming all at the same time. And thanks to the fans that are in attendance tonight. Because all your admission funds go straight to the relief cause. 2:04 to go in the game. It's 64-63 Warren East. Trying to get you an update on the Bowling Green Greenwood score. The guys are playing, and we'll try to get you an update. Inside, Colson had it stripped. They get it up the floor. Left side, Price. Top of the key, three is off the mark by Rowe. Caleb Matlock with the rebound. Here's South Warren coming up with a steal. Back and forth we go. Driving in the lane, Rowe runs over, but no call. Jumper up and no good by Lenhart. Matlock here at midcourt for Warren East. Under a minute to go, East by 1. Driving, Merle missed the shot. Rebound, South Warren. Let's see, do they go for a quick bucket? And we got a timeout taken by South Warren, a full timeout. You're watching the Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky. and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
You get a good look at the scoreboard above the playing floor here at South Warren. 61-52, I believe Bowling Green was leading Greenwood in the fourth quarter. I'll double check that score for you. Here we have a 1-point game with 41.3 seconds remaining. 61-50 was the last score we had. Bowling Green leading Greenwood with about 5 minutes to go in that game. South Warren trailing by 1 will have the ball right here at midcourt after the timeout. Now a wet spot across the way. Hopefully here tonight we've given you a couple hours of just away from everything, even though we have talked about what the Warren County Public Schools has been through and their efforts and what they're going to continue to battle. And thanks for listening to some of these stories that need to be told. Oh. Reinhardt ready to inbounds it. Colson right here in front of him. Into the back court. Will Faulkner. 38 seconds to go, down 1, and here's a near steal, and is kept alive. East almost came up with it. Driving in the lane, Price for South Warren, kicks it out, and he traveled. He was in traffic. A couple of different Raiders were right there, and he got maybe bumped, shuffled his feet. And a timeout. No, we got Andrews coming back in. For Warren East. 1-point lead, 25 seconds to go. Full court press here by South Warren. Andrews in the backcourt. He gets fouled by Rowe. That'll be his 3rd and the team's 9th foul. We won in the bonus for Isaiah Andrews. He's got 2 points here in the second half. South Warren did a good job defensively against him. He has 13 in the game, came in averaging 25 points through their first 5 games. One in the bonus. Andrews, a 6'3" junior. 84.8% tonight. 4-6, he's 8. Now 9 for 9. 20 points on the night. 14 on the night. Nine points from the free throw line, a 3 and a 2. So 14, trying to make it 15. Yes, sir. 66-63, 23.7 seconds. South Warren needs a 3 to tie it. All right, the East fans across the way, they're on their feet. Could they be smelling a victory here tonight? And our officials are going to gather here real quickly. I'm not sure what they are talking about, but with the two teams, Jason Holland across the way is fired up. Kyle Ben just relaxed, calm over there. Let's see what we've got is Kerry Winders will go over to the scorers table. I did not see anything. I'm not sure. What's going on, but okay, whatever it is, we're ready to go. South Warren will have to bring it the length of the floor. 23.7 seconds, down by 3. A 3 to tie. Ty Price to Rowe. 15 seconds. Price for 3. He fires it, gets bumped. He'll go to the line for 3. Colson, that'll be his third, pleading his case. 3 on him, team 6th on Warren East. And that'll put Ty Price at the line to shoot 3. He's got 13 tonight, 1 for 1. Takes his time. First one's the important one. He missed it. Still got 2 of them here. Best they could hope for, he gets 2, if that's their plan. They have to foul quickly if you don't come up with a steal. All right. End of the game is Isaiah Andrews for Warren East. So now here's the interesting part. Does Ty Price make it, cut it to 1? Does he miss it and hope for a rebound? Up, he got it. Okay, well, it's a 1-point game. 11 seconds to go, 66-65 East. They've got to bring it the length of the floor. Foul in the backcourt on Price of South Warren. That'll be just his second foul. That's the team's 10th. So everything's 2 shots for Warren East here in the final 9.7 seconds. Connor Doyle will go the line to shoot free throws for the first time tonight. 2-shot foul. He's got 6. He's hit 2 threes. And he misses the first one. That could make it very interesting here. Second one is up. He got it. Connor Doyle now with 4 in the second half. Timeout on the floor. You're watching Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC dealership in Kentucky and multiple winner of the GM Mark of Excellence Award, and just recently achieved the #1 ranking as the most trusted GM service department in the Southeast United States. If something isn't right with your vehicle, no matter the make or model, just give Leachman a call. We offer a 15-minute diagnosis at no charge. Schedule your next visit at LeachmanAuto.com and discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
Leachman Buick GMC is the #1 GMC.
67 for Warren East, 65 for South Warren. 9.7 seconds remaining. And South Warren will have the ball. They'll have to bring it the length of the floor. Here we go. Let's see where Warren East picks up South Warren. Ty Price, 7 seconds. Drives, stops. A 3 would win it. 2 would tie it, and a jumper and a foul. Was it a 2 or a 3? That's the question. Be 1 in the bonus. Foul will be charged to Isaiah Andrews, his second, team 7th. 1 in the bonus here for Andrew Linhart. 1 plus. Needs them both to tie at 1.3 seconds. Got the first one. The 5'10" junior averaging 6 points and 3 rebounds a contest. Joel Davis back in. Could we have overtime? He missed it. East with a rebound. And that is it. Warren East has come away with a victory. 67-66 over Warren East. The East fans on their feet. South Warren fans and South Warren players. A little shocked over there. But East comes away with a win. They're 1-0 in district play. We'll have a recap. You're watching the Warren County Public School Sports Network.
The thing I know about Franklin Bank and Trust is that they are large enough to serve your banking needs, but small enough to know you.
We want to know our bank gives back to the community.
When I call my bank, I want to talk to a real person.
Yes, we need a local banker that we can depend on.
Franklin Bank and Trust wants to keep banking personal. That's why all of our banking decisions are made at the local level. That's what you do in a hometown bank. You put people first.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Flora Templeton Stewart. The memories we make today will be with us forever. Take the time to be with those you love. From our family to yours, Happy Holidays!
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
South Warren with free throw opportunities in the final second or two. They get one and miss the second one. East came away with a rebound in a final 67-66 over South Warren. Warren East improves to 4-2. They're now 1-0 in 14th district play. South Warren drops to 1-3. They're 0-1 in district play. Take a look at the scoring. First for Warren East, Caden Merle with 4, Connor Doyle with 7, Trey Price 10, Roger Duncan with 2, Isaiah Andrews 15, Caleb Matlock 23, Trey Colson with 4, and Dane Parsley with 2. For South Warren, Brandon Rowe with 17, Andrew Goley with 2, Will Faulkner 2, Lincoln Lockhart with 12, Ty Price 15, Andrew Linhart with 7, Joel Davis 8, and Luke Burton with 2, 67-66. Warren East will be on the road. Coming up next week, the Best in Hoops. They'll host that here at South Warren as they'll play Franklin Simpson and Doss. Meanwhile, Warren East will be here playing Franklin Simpson and Doss at the Best in Hoops. Meanwhile, South Warren, they'll be playing Logan County and Grayson County coming up Best of Hoops, and then they'll head to Orlando, Florida afterwards. Our finals here tonight once again, South Warren girls 62, Warren East 35. Also, the boys wins Warren East 67-66 in a final. Bowling Green beat Greenwood 88-76 in the boys game there. Bowling Green beat Greenwood girls 62-24. Our next live stream will be January the 4th. It'll be South Warren at Greenwood, our first look at the Gators and Lady Gators. Thanks everyone for all your help in our disaster relief, tornado relief, everything that's going on. We just thank you all for what you're doing. Continue to support Warren County Public Schools and the donations. Thanks to Mike Cleff, all he's done. Thanks to everybody for watching us tonight and listening to everything going on. We hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Thanks for watching Warren County Public Schools Sports Network.